Oh boy, that's the wrong screen. Hey guys, there we go. Hey, I'm Scott from phasingplayer.com, and thank you for joining me for the second stream I'm doing of Dungeon Degenerates, of this campaign that I started. I wasn't sure initially if I was going to try to do, I still haven't, but if I was going to try to do a full campaign of the game, but I think I am. I think I'm going to try to move as far along as I can, or until everyone completely loses interest. But in the meantime, hey, this is mission number 2, Visions at the Peak. I hope everyone had a nice weekend, a nice long weekend with Memorial Day yesterday. I'm sure people that were working, which is not everyone right now, I understand, but people that were working may have had off and hopefully enjoyed the long weekend and maybe the nice weather. It's been real nice here in Chicago. It's pretty warm out. It's pushing like 80 degrees at the moment. I need to get an air conditioner installed in our apartment here. And yeah, enjoy the outside, sort of sparingly. But I'm inside right now. I'm a little warm. It's a little humid in here. We got a dehumidifier that I've turned off for this stream, but I will be turning it on almost immediately afterwards. Anyway, that's later, but let's talk about now. So if you guys joined me for my previous Dungeon Degenerates stream, I did the first mission of the campaign on the run. If you recall, we made it all the way to the Stone Circle, delivered the Soothsayer's head to the Stone Circle, and went from there. Listen to the words the Soothsayer's head had to tell me. And now we're moving on to the next mission, Visions at the Peak. For this one, we need to go all the way across to the other side of the map and talk to the first epic monster we'll be encountering, Lord Scrot. I think that's his name, right? Yeah, Lord Scrot. Lord Scroat. I don't know, one of those. But I've not done this mission before, and so it'll be exciting, and maybe I'll die, because it's honestly kind of a long journey as I'm looking at the map. If you guys have not played Dungeon Degenerates before and don't know how it works, I'll give you a brief overview. In my previous video, I also gave a bit of an overview, and so I don't want to tread that same ground every single time, but I will give kind of a general idea of what I'm doing, but more, I'll be explaining my moves, I guess, a little less than last time. So this should move a little quicker in that regard. And hopefully, if you're not familiar with the game, you'll be able to kind of keep up. But again, I did do a mission 1 before where I explained stuff a little more thoroughly. Anyway, why don't we flip down to the map and have a look at what's going on? Though you've already seen it because I accidentally started on that page, on that camera. So let's go back to the map now. All right, so this is set up just like before. When you're doing a campaign, you sort of leave all this stuff as is for the most part. You take a couple things off, but mostly you leave it the same. Any of the like tokens that have changed spots, you leave those. Any markers you've put down in like settlements or cities or locations, you leave those, and your characters start where they ended. So I didn't leave this set up for the last like 2 weeks, but I took a picture of it, broke it all down, and then reset it up for this stream. So that's where we're at. Like I said, this is where the characters are right now, and they need to go to the Temple of Madness, which is all the way up here. Why don't I go ahead and read the mission brief right now? And apparently I sat that down on my coffee table. Okay, so we're doing Visions at the Peak, which is this guy right here. Oh, and actually, that's right, I also have some vocal effects here that I had considered previously. Whether compelled by the mutterings of the Soothsayer's head or by the fungal parasite ravaging your mind, the mountains beckon. The Soothsayer's raspy whisper entices you with tales of a mystical lost temple in the mountains and the wonders of the Bird King within. With the Soothsayer's guidance, perhaps you can reach this isolated temple palace and plunder its magnificent treasures. So, that's the Temple of Madness, way up there. Let's see, Prestige P says, I believe you can remove the destroyed marker at the North Bridge due to completing the last mission. I wasn't sure about that, actually. I saw that you remove tokens from, like, roads and stuff, but the North Bridge has, like, a location printed on it, and so I felt like it should stick around. I know I removed the, like, law markers around here because they were on roads, but I feel like this one stays. But you're right, I'm not going to go that way. My intent is to probably go through the Badlands up here, and then over here to the Highlands. Also, James, thank you for joining. I hope you enjoy the bread that you picked up a little while ago. Anyway, so the objective here is going to be to get up to the Temple of Madness, and then I have to either give an offering to Lord Scrot, or Scroat. I think it might be Scroat, but to that guy, the Birdman. Or if I don't give him an offering, I have to kill him. And those are kind of the two options I've got in front of me here. I would like to give him an offering. I have the Soothsayer's Head, which I've reorganized a little bit, but I have the Soothsayer's Head over here on the Mercenary Alchemist. And so if I give that to Birdman Lord Scroat, then that gives me, like, a better roll because it's a relic, and relics, I guess in this instance, are more desirable to the Bird King. But that's what I'm going to have to do. There's also a little quirk with the Temple of Madness, and actually a couple other spaces up here, is they're metaphysical spaces, which means the only way to go to those spaces is if you have a disease or any kind of status condition. Right now, the Sickly Soldier has a disease. He has Trench Rot. He starts the game with it. The Mercenary Alchemist does not have a disease, and he does not yet have a status condition. I anticipate he will get status conditions as the game goes on. Hopefully, he can hang on to them when they go into the Temple of Madness. Otherwise, the Sickly Soldier is going to have to go in by himself, and he does not have as high of magic as the Mercenary Alchemist, which is the test I'm going to have to make when I go there to discuss things with Bird Lord Scroat. And so this guy's not going to be good at that. So I got to get him in a situation where he can go into the metaphysical realm of the Temple of Madness. All right. So again, if you haven't seen Dungeon Degenerates before, this is the map. It is fantastic looking. The art is wild. And to continue the tradition of every single Dungeon Degenerates video on the internet saying you will either love or hate this art, you will either love or hate this art. I love it. And it's actually, you know, there are parts of it that are not very legible. There are tiny little icons next to, like, all of these locations. You almost certainly can't see them from up there. I can barely see them from down here, but that is kind of the only part of the game that's hard to distinguish, at least regularly. And that doesn't really have to do with the art style. It's just tiny icons kind of crammed into, honestly, what is a pretty small map. I think it'd be neat if this thing was like 20% bigger. Maybe that'll be a project I'll attempt in the future. Scan this thing in or get like a high res asset online and try to make a bigger copy. But in any event, the art's cool and it works pretty well. So, like I had mentioned, what I need to do is get my party, which is marked by this right here, and just like last time, I'm using these standees. You normally stand them up in a stand like this, but they're kind of hard to see on camera, and so I'm going to lay them down so you can see more easily where the party is. They're located where their feet are, right? So it's tall, he's covering a couple locations, but his feet are up against the stone circle, so he's in the stone circle. And the Mercenary Alchemist is with him. But for the sake of kind of compressing what I have on here, I'm going to just use the one marker. I'm going to have a sip of Coca-Cola as well. Anyway, so what I need to do, I need to move from here up to there. I took this river down to this region, the wetlands, last game. I'm not going to be able to do that this game, though, to go back up, because you have to follow the flow of the river, which goes from here and then out this way, okay? So I can't get back in here and go against the current. That means I'm going to have to go to this road, up to the Sunken Village, maybe past the Burning Lakes, through Gutfish Ford, up to the Goblin Fortress, which is a pretty dangerous area. This actually whole red region, the Badlands, are all kind of dangerous regions, or dangerous locations. From here, I'm going to have to go through Last Chance, up to the Bandit Camp, up to the Slaver's Pass, and then into the Temple of Madness itself. So it's going to be kind of a pretty big hike. And these are all unexplored paths, which means I'm not going to be able to forced march quickly through these regions. I'm going to have to take my time going to each one individually. For the sake of being cautious, I think I'm going to stay largely in the cautious stance. When you're moving around the map, you can either be in the bold stance, which is this orange side with a fist, or you can be in the cautious stance, which is this green side with the little legs. The difference is going to be how many monsters I end up encountering through my travels. If I'm bold, it gives me access to a couple more actions, which is nice, but I'm not going to be able to easily evade encounters traveling around here. If I'm cautious, however, I'm not going to have access to things like forced march to travel more quickly, though like I said, I can't really use forced march in this path I'm taking anyhow, but I'll be able to hopefully avoid some encounters and not die, because if you remember the last game, the sickly soldier almost died. And had I actually played completely correctly and got all of the icons right, he may have well died. But I will try to get all the things, the abilities and the icons proper this time, and hopefully that won't mean death. So why don't we go and continue from where we left off, which is right here in the stone circle. I'm going to switch to the cautious stance, which right now my party leader is actually this fella over here. Maybe I'll do this. I'll put the cautious marker on that to make it more clear what stance I'm in. The party leader is going to be whoever has the highest morale. In this instance of doing a solo game with multiple characters, the party leader doesn't really matter that much. In most cases, there's maybe somewhere it'll come up, but it would be the mercenary alchemist, or the sickly soldier. All right, so because he has 8 morale versus his 7 morale, so he would be the leader. I think I just said he'd be the leader. I'm wrong. It'd be the sickly soldier, but that's neither here nor there really. So let's go ahead in the cautious stance and leave the stone circle and walk on up to this road in between there and the Sunken village. And now I'm going to have to go ahead and draw a danger card. And the danger card here is a lowlands outbreak, which means I'm going to add a plague counter, which I have those right over here. There are lots of tokens in this game. It can be easy to kind of forget where everything is placed. Being in cautious stance can screw you if you need to backtrack. Yeah, that like ideally, I guess I would be exploring a lot of these and making them easy to travel backwards on, but I think I'm gonna try sneaking around as much as I can. Maybe early on I can explore a little more. But anyway, so this plague counter is gonna add onto that one, and then I'm gonna roll a die, which I said before I was having a camera issue. I was having an issue with my die cam here, my kill cam, where it kept shutting off on me. So I'm hopefully I've fixed it, but I'm gonna roll a die here and see where else we get plague in the lowlands, which is gonna be number 2. And so the number 2 is gonna be Brutalberg. So Brutalberg has a plague breakout. So let's go then to the next part here, where it's if I'm not in a plague. Actually, let me show this over here. So if I am not in a plague spot, which is here, it's a 4. I would be checking against a 4 if I'm not in a plague location. If I am in a plague location, I check against a 2 danger. So I'm going to check against this 4. If this number is higher than the danger level of the region I'm in, of the spot I'm in, there will not be an encounter. I said cautious stance helps me avoid encounters. I may make a perception test on every character in my party, which is 2 right now. If they both pass the perception test, it raises this effectively by 1, so this would become a 5. Let me see if I need it to be 1 right now, though. So I am checking against, based on the road I'm on, I'm gonna be checking against the danger level of the rotting swamp, which is a 4. So I will need to make a perception test to avoid this encounter if I want. Because right now, this level 4 danger card matches the level 4 of the danger level of the area. So because it matches, if it was also lower, I would have an encounter here, which is going to involve fighting monsters and potentially drawing cards to have sort of specialty encounters. But as it stands right now, I have the option, because I'm cautious, to maybe avoid that. Well, what is this going to bring? This is going to bring a fight against 3 monsters. I think I can handle 3 monsters, and they would get me experience, which is nice. Let's go ahead let's go ahead and slip past. Actually, no, it'll lower the danger. Let's do it. Let's fight these guys. Let's fight these guys. So I'm not going to opt to be cautious here. Despite just saying I'm going to be cautious and sneak all over the place, I'm actually going to fight my first encounter here because I think I can handle it. And that's going to involve fighting three monsters. So let's go ahead, pop this off of here. I'm going to use this to remind myself where I'm at in the cautious stance. And let's flip down here. So we are in the wetlands, and we'll be fighting 1, 2, 3 monsters. We've got the slime blob, we've got the slitherfish, and we've got the mold beast. The mold beast is back. I have reshuffled my monster and encounter decks. So I fought the mold beast last time. Yes, and lower the danger level prestige. Yes, if I succeed here, I will lower the danger level. All right. So now we need to determine who's attacking who. Well, starting with the mold beast, he's going to attack the one with the lowest perception. Both my guys have 7 perception, so I will choose who he attacks. I'm going to determine that in one moment. The slime blob is the lowest agility, also tied, so I will also choose that myself. And this one is the highest constitution, this slitherfish. And I see my mercenary alchemist has 7 con, where my sickly soldier only has 6 con, which means this guy's going to attack the highest con. He's fighting the mercenary alchemist. So now I have to determine these two, the mold beast and the slime blob. Last time my sickly soldier was getting pretty hurt, and he's not very good at recovering wounds. So I'm sort of hesitant to have him take too many guys on him. He also gets some benefit in this instance if he's not the one getting attacked, because as a quick action on the first round of combat, he can, if he's in the assault stance for fighting, he can roll an extra power die when making a strength attack. I don't really like to be in the assault stance if I have guys attacking me. And so I'm sort of considering throwing all these dudes on the mercenary alchemist and then hoping my sickly soldier can do some big damage to at least one of them, maybe kill like the slime blob or the mold beast. So why don't we, okay, I want to get rid of this mold beast, and maybe early because he'll explode then and kill or hurt the other dudes. I've also got more HP on my mercenary alchemist, so, and I can change these each round too. I can adjust who they're attacking every round. So I am gonna do this, and I bet this is really dumb, and I bet someone watching this that's really experienced in Dungeon Degenerates is saying, Scott, you're an idiot. You're about to. This is gonna be like a 15-minute stream because you're gonna die like right away. And so we're gonna put all these dudes on the mercenary alchemist, so the sickly soldier can stab one of them at least on this first round with impunity. Now we need to deal with, now it's the first round of combat, the person with higher perception goes first, so I can choose who goes first, and these arrival abilities, ambush and gas. Ambush won't happen because I'm not in a mold space or a fungus space, and so the gas ability will go off on the first round of combat that fella enters, which is going to be now. And so let's see. Remind myself what gas does exactly. Gas, I've got the whole list on the back of this rulebook here. Gas is going to be, each adventurer must make a constitution test. If I fail, become poisoned. So we're going to get some contests right off the bat from that gas. So let's go ahead and do a contest on the mercenary alchemist. He's at a 7 constitution. I need to roll equal to or lower than that to pass. And I got, hey, a 3. That's pretty good. So he passes. And I will have the sickly soldier also do it. He only has a constitution of 6, so he is going to not pass. 5 and 2 is 7. He is going to become poisoned. Go ahead and find my poison counter. There it is. So poison gives him -1 constitution, which is effectively -2 HP as well, because your HP is tied, is doubled rather. Your constitution. Now I could re-roll this. I could re-roll the 5 if I want by spending a luck, which I've been thinking about kind of as I've been speaking and grabbing this. If I want to spend my 1 luck, my sickly soldier has a single luck to his name, but it would stop him from being poisoned, and he's already pretty low health and low con. And the 5, odds are I'm going to roll lower than the 5. I would succeed on a 1, 2, 3, or 4. And I see Prestige P123 is also telling me, questioning if I should re-roll. So we're kind of on the same, we're in the same line of thought here. I think I'm going to spend my 1 luck, which luck is a mechanic in this game that you accrue like a currency, and you can spend it to re-roll single dies, and almost any die. So I'm going to choose to spend my 1 luck and re-roll this 5, hoping I get less than a 5. As long as I get a 1, 2, 3, or 4, I will pass. And I got a 4. Look at that. So I am now not poisoned. No poison gas affecting anyone in my party. And now we can go ahead and battle. I am going to have my Sickly Soldier go first. Because they have the same perception, I can choose which one goes first. I'm going to say Sickly Soldier. And I'm going to put him in the Assault stance. And that is because he has this card right here, Ferocious Charge. As I mentioned before, as a quick action, you get 1 quick action per combat. If it is the first turn after entering a fight, I may roll an additional power die when using a strength attack on this turn only. And I'm using my Trench Spike to fight. So my Trench Spike, as you can see, it says attack strength, and that's exactly what Ferocious Charge requires, a strength attack. So I'm going to add an extra purple die to my roll. Now, power dice are the purple dice. Depending on the stance you're in, they will be used for different things. If you're bold stance, they'll be used for helping you defend, which I'll also say right now, I messed that up last game, and actually in all previous games of Dungeon Degenerates, I've messed up how the bold stance works with power dice. If you fail your defense roll, and I'm sure I will at times, if you fail your defense roll, you can apply the purple die to your defense against 1 creature, not all of them. And I was subconsciously stacking the deck in my favor and applying that die to everyone. But if you fail the defense roll, you only apply it to 1. But I'm not defending, I'm attacking. So let's shake these dice up in my hand. Even though I'm going to throw them in this dice tower, I like to shake them. Okay, so I can ignore these because I'm not being attacked. So green dice are defense dice, I'm not being attacked, I can ignore those for my Sickly Soldier. This is actually not so bad. I rolled 2 on these orange dice. That means I succeed in my attack because I got equal to or lower than my strength, which is 8. Then I can use the highest die here to deal damage, which would be 1. However, because I'm in the assault stance, I can instead use a power die. I will go ahead and use this 6 power die. I'm attacking the mold beast also. I don't know if I said that, or I think I maybe implied that I'd be attacking him because I want him to explode and hurt the monsters. So I'm going to be attacking with 6 damage against this mold beast. He's got 12 health. And so I'm going to go ahead and put 3, 6 on him. And the Trench Spike deals 1 extra damage if it's the first round I entered combat, which it is. So I will actually deal 7 damage to him. So that is basically the best I could have hoped for right now. Hitting him for full damage. He's more than half dead. Hopefully he will not survive too much longer. And now it's going to be the Mercenary Alchemist's turn. He is going to be in the guard stance because I don't want him to get too beat up here. And I'm going to have him target the mold beast as well. Now, these other abilities down here, Explode, Slime, and Abused Slime, will come into play if he gets hurt. I am going to just have him, shoot the mold beast with his light pistol. This sucker right here. It's a perception attack, and it'll ignore armor, 1 armor, but the mold beast doesn't have any armor, so it doesn't really matter anyway. So we can remove one of these purple dice, because I'm not going to be using it here. I got the extra one because of that Ferocious Charge ability from the Sickly Soldier. So let's go ahead and roll. Shake them up, drop them in. All right, so now we're going to check the green dice first. We compare that to my agility, which is 7. And so that's a 3 and a 2, which is a 5. That is lower than 7, which is great. And now I can apply the highest green die as damage reduction against every monster attacking me. Or because I'm in the guard stance, I can apply the purple die if I so choose. The purple die is higher, so I am going to apply that. And because I succeeded in my agility, my defense roll, I can apply that to everyone. So he does 5 damage, he will instead do 1. He does 3 damage, so he'll do none, and he does 3 damage, so he will also do none. So I will take a single point of damage on the Mercenary Alchemist. Which is going to lower him to there. All right, so he is down to, he has 14 health. He has taken 1 point of damage. Not too bad. And now we will look at these abilities, okay? So these two monsters did not hit me. And Slime says if you receive 1 or more wounds from that monster. So he's not going to get slimed by this guy. This Abuse ability is... let's see, that's from the expansion. Let me grab that expansion rulebook. Abuse. When this monster attacks a target with the indicated status, condition, card, or class, it has +1 attack. Well, I'm not slimed, and he didn't do damage anyway. So that will not apply. However, the Mold Beast has that same slime ability. He did do damage to me. And so I will, unfortunately, get the slimed condition, which is -1 agility. So that's going to go on the Mercenary Alchemist. And that will remain there until the end of this fight. All right, and then we continue on. So back to this fella's turn. Now, before we go, I could, in this case, and I would actually, reassess who attacks who, okay? So things can change in a fight. Right now, the Mercenary Alchemist is slimed, which means he has lower agility. He has 6 agility now instead of 7. This guy attacks the person with the lowest agility. So he actually has to now attack the Mercenary Alchemist because he has lower agility. And then the only one I could adjust right now is the Mold Beast, if I wanted to. Oh, you're right. Thank you, Prestige. I completely forgot. I got too busy explaining statuses and all this. I forgot to actually do damage. So yes, so I then do damage. So the 5 and the 2 is going to be checked against my perception as per my pistol, which my perception's 8, or actually it's actually 7 because of my eye patch. So this ties the 7 and hits. It'll hit for the highest damage of the 2 dice rolled, and that's a 5. So that's going to do 5 damage to the Mold Beast. Which is who I was taking a shot at. And so that Mold Beast has 7 damage dealt to him, plus 5 goes up to 12. And so that is going to be enough to kill him entirely. Which is great. Thank you for the reminder, Prestige Pete, to actually deal damage. So the Mold Beast is dead, and he has this Explode ability on him now. Explode makes it so when he dies, he does 1 piercing damage to every adventurer and monster in the space. Piercing damage ignores armor, okay? So he is going to go ahead and go kaboom and deal 1 damage to the slime blob, 1 damage to the slitherfish, plus unfortunately 1 damage to the Mercenary Alchemist and the sickly soldier. Great. Thank you for that vital reminder, Prestige. Anyway, now we can go ahead and continue on. These guys are both in a position where they have to attack the Mercenary Alchemist, so I will not reassess or move anything around. It is now this guy's turn. He will stay in the assault stance. He does not get his extra die roll, nor does he get his extra damage. So let's go ahead and stab the... let's stab the slime blob, I think. This guy's armor. And actually, you know what? No, let's go for the slitherfish, because the slitherfish, he has Abuse when this guy's now slimed. So if he does damage, he could really hurt him. So let's go ahead and attack the slitherfish. All right, so again, don't need the green dice here. I just grabbed them for the sake of it. I like how dice sound in a dice tower. So I'm just going to check my orange dice, which is lower than my strength. I hit. I'm not going to use the power die for damage because it's so low, and the 3 damage is going to go on to the slitherfish. He unfortunately has armor. He's got 2 armor, which means he's only going to take a single point of damage from me. But he's a low health character. He's only got 3 HP, so 1 more hit. As long as we can do damage to him, he will die. I have no one attacking me, so don't do any monster stuff, and now go on to the Mercenary Alchemist, who is going to try to finish off this slitherfish, staying in the guard stance. Shake these dice up, roll them in this fancy schmancy Hollandspiel dice tower. Ooh, that is not great. So let's see. I have 12 here from my defense dice. The odds of me succeeding on a reroll are low. In fact, 0, because I have an agility of 6 right now, so I can't actually succeed in that check with 2 6s. even if I reroll one. So I'm going to take full damage here. So that's 3 damage from him. I'm already slimed, so I stay slimed. And then this guy does 3 damage, but because he has the Abuse ability, Abuse makes it so he has +1 attack. Attack is damage. So +1 damage because I'm slimed. So I'm actually going to take a nice, cool 7 damage from that. And I really wish I could succeed in my defense, but I will not. I can lower it by 4 from one of these guys. So I will lower it on this guy. So I will take 3 damage. It's still more than I really wanted to take here. So I'm going to apply this 4 to this guy, which is going to be no damage. And then that dude hits me for 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, and then I missed my attack also. 6, 7, 8, 9. My perception is 7. I could try to reroll on that 6. Maybe I should. I do have the luck for it. Do I want to blow all my luck though? I think I can handle these guys even without killing them on this round. I'm not gonna do the luck reroll. So now we're going back to the Sickly Soldier. So let's go ahead and roll these dice. Stabbing the Slitherfish once more. Again, ignore the green dice. So that hits, and I'm in Assault Stance, so I'm going to use my purple die for damage, and that is going to kill the Slitherfish. Dead, dead, dead. And back to the Mercenary Alchemist's turn, who is going to go ahead and shoot the Slime Blob. Staying in the guard stance, hopefully going to avoid some damage. The guard stance saved me 4 damage last turn, which was very nice. Okay, so I succeed in my defense. I'll take 5 less damage from him, so that's no damage. However, again, my attack dice are not on my side. So back to the Sickly Soldier. Go ahead and roll the dice, stabbing at the Slime Blob with my Trench Spike. Ignore the greens, don't need them. So 5, 6, 7, 8. I have an 8 strength. That does hit, and I will hit him for 5 damage, which is enough to kill the Slime Blob. All right, so combat over. I took a little damage, but I succeeded. I feel okay in general about not sneaking through there. So now I have to deal with trophies. Sickly Soldier killed the Slitherfish and the Slime Blob. They are worth a combined 2 experience, so I'm going to make a loot roll here. If I get a 1 or a 2, I'll get loot, and I got a 5, no loot. But he'll still get 2 experience, 1, 2, and he'll get 2 gold, going from 10 to 12. And then these guys simply go away. And then for the Mold Beast, it's actually going to be the exact same for the Mercenary Alchemist. 2 experience, which gives me a 1 or 2 loot roll. I got a 1, so that is some loot for the Mercenary Alchemist. He got a Filching Familiar. It's an ally, it's a vermin. If I'm in a settlement, I can roll a d6 and then something will happen. I can also sell him for 5 gold. He's worth 10, I can sell him for half that. It's cool. And then I get 2 experience and 2 gold. It's 1, 2, and 1, 2. Man, Mercenary Alchemist is rich. He has 15 gold right now. And then I lower the danger level of the region, which is going to be the Rotting Swamp, because I'm on this road. So that is going to go from a 4 down to a 3. Not too bad. Not too bad. Have a celebratory sip of Coke. And then that is going to be the end of the danger phase. Moving on then, staying in the cautious stance, let me go ahead and return this guy to the map in his cautious stance. Let's go ahead and sneak up to the Burning Lakes, staying cautious. All right, I'm in the Burning Lakes now. There's a danger level of 4. Let's draw up this danger card, and I've got Wetlands Outbreak. I just got out of the wetlands. So there is a plague counter in the wetlands, so I'll place another one down here. And then I gotta roll a d6. It's a 2. That is going to add it to the Fishmonger camp. So Fishmonger camp is now at 3 plague. And then because I'm in the cautious stance, I'm checking against a 4 for my danger. The level of the Burning Lakes is 4. Is that the Burning? Yeah, Burning Lakes. It is 4 already, so I can attempt to lower it. I'm a little hurt. I'd like to heal up here so I am going to go ahead and attempt a perception roll. So I need both of my characters now to succeed in perception checks. Slimed counter also goes away. It only lasts to the end of the fight. So sorry, Sunken Village. You're right. Sunken Village, not Burning Lakes. There's a glare like over here from a light I have up. But yes, it's Sunken Village, not Burning Lakes. Thank you for that. All right. So let's go ahead and actually let me look at something real quick here. Do. Okay, cool. Just wanted to see some applied counters. I can have 4 in a space, so this is almost a capacity. All right, Sunken Village is at a 5 level against my 4, so I actually can't succeed. I actually cannot avoid an encounter here, because even if I raise this, it's going to tie the Sunken Village, and so there will be an encounter. It's another fight against 3 monsters from the wetlands. 2, 3. Prestige, you're keeping me on point here, and I appreciate it. So here are our 3 monsters. And we can go ahead and bring this guy down to there. So we've got the Fishmonger, the Harpy, and the Lake Lurker. The Lake Lurker he has an arrival ability of ambush, but he's not going to do it because he has to be in a specific type of spot for that, a lake space, or port, like a lake port space, which the Sunken Village is not. So he will not be ambushing me. He's just hanging out on land, I guess. All right. So the Fishmonger is going to attack the one with the most morale, which is going to be the Sickly Soldier. The Harpy is the most agility, which is tied right now, so we'll probably end up putting that on the Mercenary Alchemist, but we'll see. And then the Lake Lurker has the lowest strength, which is going to be the Mercenary Alchemist. So I got to consider now what to do with this dang Harpy. It was pretty nice last time not having anyone on my Sickly Soldier, so maybe I put him on the Mercenary Alchemist, but who is more hurt, but then maybe the Sickly Soldier can kill the Fishmonger and jump over to the other one. He's got Evade and Pursue, so I could always flee. This one has Regenerate, but again, not in this space. Let's do it. Let's put him on the Harpy. Okay, so we have the Lake Lurker and the Harpy on the Mercenary Alchemist, and we've got the Fishmonger attacking the Sickly Soldier. I think I might, again, start the Sickly Soldier off with this Assault Stance. That way, I can maybe deal big damage and just finish this guy off in one blow. He won't get a chance to summon anything, and everything will be cool. So let's do that, yeah. Let's have the Sickly Soldier go ahead and go after this dude. So I want to kill him with the summon ability, absolutely. The summon abilities and skirmish abilities are a pain in the butt. All right, so we are going to go in Assault Stance. We're going to use Ferocious Charge, which is going to add an extra power die because it's the first round of combat and I'm in the Assault Stance. And we are going to stab this Fishmonger. Okay, so defensively, I got a 6 against my agility of 7, so I do defend and I'll take 5 less damage, which is none because he only does 3. For attacking, I got an 8. I have an 8 strength, so I hit, and I will hit him for 6 damage. I'm not going to use the power dice because they're lower than the higher orange die. So we're going to hit him for 6 damage, plus 1 because of my Trench Spike on round number 1. He's only got 4 HP. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, this guy's done for. No chance. And now we're going to switch over to the Mercenary Alchemist. Take one of these power dice away, and the Mercenary Alchemist is going to stay in his guard stance. Typically, you want to stay in guard stances in this game, I find. Some characters, like the Sickly Soldier on the first round of combat, benefits from the Assault Stance. Or if you have nobody attacking you, the Assault Stance is great, because no one's attacking you. All right, let's have the Mercenary Alchemist go and take a swing at, I'm kind of thinking this Harpy. None of these abilities are actually going to come into play unless, actually not even Evade. Evade only works against melee attacks, and this guy's using a pistol. So none of these abilities matter. I'm not outside, Evade doesn't work against ranged, and his Regenerate only functions in a, I think it's a lake space. So I don't have to worry about those. But I think I can kill this Harpy in one shot, and so I'm going to try to. So let's take a shot at the Filthy Witch Harpy. All right, defense. A 4 and a 3 is a 7, which is equal to my agility. I successfully passed that, and I will take 5 less damage from each of them because of the power die. So that is minus 4 and 4, so I take no damage. They only deal 4 each. Then, my 5 and my 2 against my perception of 8, which succeeds for 5 damage against this Harpy. Harpy has 5 HP. That's a dead Harpy. Easy fight. And then the Lake Lurker would survive, but his abilities don't kick in this space that we're at. So back to this guy. Back to the Sickly Soldier. Sickly Soldier is going to go ahead and stab the Lake Lurker with the Trench Spike, staying in the assault stance. Don't worry about the green dice. 5 and 3 is 8. That's equal to my strength. I'm going to deal 5 damage to this Lake Lurker. They're going to take 1 less, so they take 3, 4 damage. Almost dead, halfway. Back to the Mercenary Alchemist. Same deal. Guard stance, pistol, Lake Lurker. 4 and 2 is lower than my 7 agility. I pass, and I will take 5 less damage, so no damage from this fella. The 6 and the 5, however, misses, and that's going to be that. I will miss. Back to the Sickly Soldier. Same deal. Stabbing. Ignoring green dice. 3 and 2 is lower than my 8 strength. I will deal 3 damage minus 1. It's going to be 2 extra damage. That thing has 2 health left. Let's see if we can finish it off with the Mercenary Alchemist. Gonna shoot him. Ooh, 6 and 4. So I'm going to take some damage this turn. That is not lower than my agility, so I'll be taking... he does 4. I'll take 2 less because of the power die, so I'll take 2 damage on the Mercenary Alchemist. It's going to go from 5 to 7. It's actually pretty hurt. I'll have to probably snooze here for a bit. And then I rolled very badly on my attack. You want low dice in this game for the most part, and I miss. So the Sickly Soldier is going to try to finish him off. He's got 2 health left. If I can deal 3 damage because of his armor, I will kill him. So, Sickly Soldier on the Lake Lurker. Ignoring the green dice, that is a 4 and a 2 for my attack. That is definitely good enough against my strength of 8. I will deal 4 damage, minus 1 is 3, and that kills him. He has 6 wounds, 8 total HP. Plus 3 is enough. So, Lake Lurker is dead. Let's go ahead then, back to the map. So the Lake Lurker and the Fishmonger, they're each a 1/1 creature, so 1 experience, 1 gold. So I need a 1 or 2 to get loot. I got a 1. I've been getting really good loot rolls. I think last game I got a bunch too. All right, so I drew this Footpad. He's a monster, but he only appears in towns, so I will discard that. And then I get the Demon's Blood. It is a combat action. I can corrode the target monster and deal 1d3 wounds. I can also discard it to remove a fungal parasite from an adventurer. Okay, I might sell this. But this fella gets it. Footpad goes away. Put that over there. And then I get 2 experience and 2 gold from killing these. So slow progress so far, but we're making progress. Very wealthy individuals. And then it's just going to be a 1/1 from this Harpy. To the Mercenary Alchemist, he needs a 1 to get loot. He got a 6. And then he gets 1 experience, 1 gold. Okay, so we fought those. We did that. We're in the cautious stance right here. Actually, maybe I'll keep this on the map. That might be easy enough to note where we're at. So let's... I couldn't maybe rest here. Resting might be a boon because we're kind of hurt. Before I continue my journey too far, I might make sense to snooze at the Sunken Village. Yeah, let's do that. Let's rest at the Sunken Village. So we're going to take the rest action, and we're going to try to recover some wounds. I mean, we will recover wounds, but let's see how many. So the Sickly Soldier is going to attempt a recovery. He has Trench Rot, so if he fails recovery, he becomes infected. So I don't want to fail a recovery here. I need to roll my morale test, which is 8. Actually, he's in good spirits. Oh yeah, and lower from the danger too. That's right. From a 5 to a 4. Ding. Okay. So we're gonna rest here, and I need to roll 8 or less to pass, and I rolled a 4 on those green dice. So that's gonna heal me. He only has 1 wound, so he's gonna heal all the way. He's gonna heal all the way. He only had 1 wound. He's good. And then while he's resting, he's got 8 experience. I could boost this Ferocious Charge to its master side, which gives me a second part to the card. If you roll doubles on your power dice, your target becomes dazed until the end of your next turn. It's not bad. If I roll doubles, so I'm rolling 2 power dice, so that really makes him... I don't even want to say a glass cannon, because he's not that fragile. He's fragile, but not that fragile. And so this really makes it so he can do a number on some dudes. I think... Or I could get a new one. You know what, actually? I think I actually might pick up instead a different skill. I think maybe I'll pick up immunity so he doesn't get poisoned. We've been hanging around in the wetlands and the gas blasting has been hurting. That could be all right. Or, so I've got this whole deck of skill cards, and when you're resting and improving, you can pick any of them that you qualify for. They all have, like, requirements on the very bottom. And so... I think it just started raining here, maybe? It's very gloomy here in Chicago right now. Let's see... Gotta see what I want to pick up. So Burly can carry an additional heavy item. It doesn't really help. Interesting choices here. Doesn't make range attacks. Drain life, he's on a warlock. You know what, I think I might just improve. The More Bad Score Pad app. I'll have to look into that. I'll have to look into that app. I did not realize that, I guess I shouldn't be surprised there's an app. I shouldn't be surprised there's an app for this game. But I'll have to take a look later on. Oh, sorry, I had to bend down and I apparently knocked over a bunch of loot cards a second ago. So let's get those and shuffle them up and stick them back in the deck. All right. I think what I might just do... Improved Find Weakness for the Alchemist. He does have the Alchemist does have improved Find Weakness. He did pick that up last game at the very end of the last game. I think I am gonna improve Ferocious Charge because I'm kind of using him, the Sickly Soldier, as a. I'm also keeping you guys in this camera here. It's a very exciting shot. That's all I'm gonna do with him though, and maybe I'll explore as well. Let's do an explore check. Why not? So perception test. Passes. So this tile gets explored. Then we will have the Mercenary Alchemist attempt to heal. And this is the big one. This is the guy that really needs to heal. And spending all this experience as well. So he really needs to heal. He's got a morale of 7. He barely passed. Got a 7. So he's going to heal 7 damage, which is all the way. And then he's only got 6 experience, so he will not go any further there. And this is not a town I can't buy any items. So let's go ahead and draw a danger card. Sorry for keeping you guys in that tight little funny looking GoPro shot. We got troops of let's go for this. If I took the time to set up this modulation, by set up I mean dial it in on my mixer, I might as well use it. So the troops of gibbering weirds join the bandits whose outposts riddle the wind-blasted peaks of Slaver's Pass. So that's going to increase the danger level of Slaver's Pass to a 6, which is not great because I'm going to be heading through there. And it's a law space, which it's not. We're checking against a 4. This is a 4, so we're cautious. I could actually attempt to pass by this, and I will. So perception tests all around. Let's have the Sickly Soldier go first. He needs a 7 or lower, and he got a 7, so he passes. And then let's have the Mercenary Alchemist do it, and he also needs a 7 or lower. And he got a 7. That's 2 7s, which it makes sense. It's the most common result on 2d6, but they both got 7s. So we will effectively raise the card level to a 5, which means there will not be an encounter here because it is now higher than the 4 of the Sunken Village. So we'll discard that and move on to the next turn. Let's move up to the, let's see, I want to go towards Gutfish Ford. It's a little safer there. So we're going to go from the Sunken Village up to there. So Let's draw another danger card here, staying in the cautious stance. This is the... You can also tell me if this is aggravating. The strange and foul-smelling fishmongers whisper heretical schemes in soggy hidden cellars below. Fishmonger Camp. And that's going to raise Fishmonger Camp from a 2 to a 3. Fishmonger Camp sucks, man. There's 3 plague tokens there, and it's going up in danger level. It's rough. Anyway, this is a 1. This 1 is not going to be able to go higher than the split, the check we're doing here against the Burning Lakes. I think that's the Burning Lakes one, or is it the Blasted Heath? I have to double check, but in either event, this 1 is bad. But we only fight 1 monster, so that's kind of cool. No encounter drawn, 1 monster. And we are in the red region now, so we're fighting a red man. It is an Orc Masher. The Orc Masher here is going to attack the one with the lowest strength. That's my Mercenary Alchemist. He's all brains, no brawn. And he's got the Pain ability, which doesn't kick in now, but in combat, if he deals damage to me, I make a con test and become stunned if I fail. So yeah, let's go ahead and fight. We'll have our boy, our not quite glass cannon, maybe like a sheet metal cannon, go ahead and attack this Orc Masher. Again, doing all the dice here. I like rolling them, so I'm going to keep the green ones in, even though they don't matter. And so I'm using my Trench Spike. I'm using my Ferocious Charge quick action. And so I'm going to hopefully hit him for a bunch of damage. He's only got 6 health, 1 armor. Only 6 health is actually okay, but... Okay, 4 and 4 is 8. That is good for strength. And that'll deal 5 damage plus 1 from the Trench Spike. And that is going to be 5 damage. 6 minus 1 is 3, 4, 5. And now it's time for the Mercenary Alchemist. Mercenary Alchemist is going to shoot him with a gun, which is what you do to Orc Mashers. 6 and 4 has a 5 back here. 6 and a 4 failed my defense roll, so I will take damage, and I'm gonna have to make a Constitution test. The 5 and the 3 against my Perception is an 8, and my Perception is actually a 7, so that fails. I could go for a luck reroll here. I just healed. I don't really want to take a bunch of damage. He's gonna deal. It'll actually deal no damage because of the guard stance. So that's fine. So we'll take no damage from the guard stance. 5 applied against this 4 is going to be -1s or 0. I do not hit him, but that's fine. What I've found, I don't know if you guys that have played this, which seems certainly like some watchers have, if you guys have found this out, but when I've been playing, I'm playing 2 campaigns of this simultaneously. This one that you guys are watching now, plus one with my wife. We're playing once a week. I play this every other week. It's been a little tricky kind of keeping things in order in some cases, but it's working out. What I'm asking though is, have you guys that have played noticed when you have 2 adventurers in the game, or even in a fight, you tend to have one that is just going to be basically, taking all the hits, and then the other one, assault stance, just stabbing and shooting, right? Like in our game, I'm playing the Vermin Hunter. Nice thunder in the background. Hopefully my power doesn't go out. I'm playing the Vermin Hunter, who has backstab, and they ignore armor. She actually has mastery of backstab, so she ignores a bunch of armor or does extra damage if she's attacking someone that's not attacking her. And my wife is playing the Witch Smeller, and she ended up getting some armor, and so she's just like tanking all the hits while I'm doing all the damage, which is leading to a little bit of an imbalance in terms of experience and gold. Like gold is whatever, you can give it away, but like one character is getting a bunch of experience because they're doing all the damage. But that's kind of what the characters are good at. So is that something you guys have kind of picked up on? Yeah, you want to say, yeah, it's every time how it goes. One tanks and 1 damages. I'm interested if there are characters. I'm interested if there are characters that don't that won't play that way. Prestige is saying you lost the feed. It says I'm still live and I'm seeing it, but Prestige. Well, maybe I'll type it because I don't know if you can hear me. Let me get back. Let me finish this Orc Masher though first. So I'm sorry, switching back down. As you can probably see, it's getting dark outside. It's like 3 o'clock. Should not be this dark. All right, so we're gonna shoot. We're gonna stab the Orc Masher. So those don't matter. Green don't matter. 5 hits, 4 damage to him. So he will take 3. He has 6 HP, so he only needs to take 1 more, and he dies. No issue. Sickly Soldier gets it. Now, Prestige. Tell me if you are having an issue still. If you can hear me. I'm gonna try to type in here. Okay. Cool, Matthew, you say you see it. All right. So I killed the Orc Masher. And so the Orc Masher is a 1/1, 1 experience, 1 gold. So I'm going to go ahead and make my roll. And I got a 3. So nothing there. 1 experience for the Sickly Soldier, 1 gold for the Sickly Soldier. I'm going to have a celebratory sip of Coca-Cola. Great, so that is that fight. Easy fight. And let's cautiously sneak into Gutfish Ford. Okay, so now we're up in Gutfish Ford. In Gutfish Ford, up here, it's actually a town level, so I might be able to buy some stuff, buy and sell, and I have some equipment I'm not using. So I might go sell it, and I could probably even increase its level, its town level. Because between my 2 characters right now, I have 31 gold. I can spend 20 to increase the town level here up to a 2. Might be beneficial. Keeping the town level managed. Actually, this is also going to lower because I won that fight. So I need to remind myself if it's got a purple road. It is part of the Burning Lakes. Okay, that makes sense because it's adjacent, but I need to make sure. So Burning Lakes goes down to a 3 danger. All right. So I'm here. I'm going to draw a danger card. We've got Goblin warbands hunt for slaves and plunder, their war horns resounding across the wasteland. So the wasteland is going to go from a 4 to a 5. And this is once again a 1 danger, so no way am I going to avoid that here. Actually, why did I say that? I'm expecting bad things. And so I'm not confirming if they're bad. There's actually only a town level of 1 here, so I could effectively raise it with sneaking about, and I'm going to, or I'm going to attempt to. So I'm making a perception test. That's going to be a 7 for the Sickly Soldier, and I rolled badly. I rolled a 10. And he doesn't have any luck. So, okay, the danger, I was right in my skepticism about there being the potential for safety. Matthew Root, you said you're down in Bridgeport, right? Is it raining down there yet? I'm looking outside. I hear thunder, but it's not. The rain has not begun up here. I'm up in Lake, right around the border of Lakeview and Uptown. So let's go ahead and deal bad stuff. So it's going to be we will draw an encounter card. So let's go ahead and draw the encounter card, and it says resolve immediately. So let's resolve it. A slightly nervous goblin diplomat is willing to negotiate a truce. I may fight him or allow him to approach. So when I do these, I think I said it before, I don't like to read the results. Like basically here, it says up top what happens. There's a goblin diplomat comes up to me and he's saying some bad business, maybe, and I can either fight him or approach him. So I can just stab him or I can deal with him. Below that, it's got a bunch of like stuff that might happen if I approach him or if I fight him. I like to roleplay this a little bit, so I'm not going to read these in advance. It's strategically bad. You should probably read them, but it's more fun if you don't. So let's see. What does it say this guy does again? A slightly nervous goblin diplomat is willing to negotiate a truce. I don't know, man. I mean, this place is pretty rough. I'm in a town of Gutfish Ford, so maybe, in theory, maybe Gutfish is providing some kind of like trade benefit to the region, and obviously it's dangerous up here. So maybe the diplomats like, all right, guys, we need your Gutfish supplies, and you're not providing it right now because we're being a bunch of dicks. Why don't we try to be cool for a bit? I will allow him to approach me. I'm gonna allow it. One adventurer may attempt either a magic or strength test. If you pass, you avoid a fight. Do not draw monsters this turn. Reduce the danger level in this space and at the Goblin Fortress. If you fail, the Goblin Emissary attacks and you must fight. Okay, cool. So a magic test or a strength test. So I give him some mysticism, or I like get mad and fight him and threaten him. 8 strength is the highest. We have an 8 magic. Let's do a strength test. The sickly soldier, he's gonna get all strong. He's got boogers coming out of his nose. He's gonna try to be intimidating. And so I'm gonna make this strength test. If I pass, you avoid a fight and reduce the danger level in the space and at the Goblin Fortress. Well, I got a 12. So that absolutely, my boogery nose did not intimidate this fella. And I have no luck to reroll. So maybe if I was smart, I probably would have had the Mercenary Alchemist do it. He has 2 luck. Anyway, so it's time for a fight. So this guy is then something else I did wrong in my last play, which I got corrected for, and I do appreciate all the corrections. This guy does not fight right away. He joins the fight that is coming, which is going to be 2 monsters. We've got a Morbad Crawler and a Goblin Dog. So let's go ahead and switch to the Killcam. Killcam, the name coming from the Sea Evil stream in which it made its debut. So we've got a Goblin Dog. Goblin Dog is going to attack lowest agility. That is tied right now. The Morbad Crawler is lowest perception, which is also tied. And the Goblin Emissary, the little baby Goblin Emissary, maybe not that much of a baby. He does 4 damage and has armor. He attacks the highest morale, which is the sickly soldier. So Goblin Emissary on the sickly soldier. I'm gonna, I think, keep up with my get this guy on his own and then beat up who's attacking him. So Gob Dog and Morbad are gonna go over here and attack the Mercenary Alchemist. So the Goblin Dog has Pursue if we're in the bold stance. If we run, he prevents us. This guy has Horde and Demon. This dude has Rally, Command, and Summon. All right, so he has Rally, which has the red square next to it. That is an arrival ability. And so for him to rally here, if no icons are listed, well, there is an icon listed. If icons are listed, draw a card or cards from the indicated decks. That just looks, I'm trying to see if it had a pink border on it, but it doesn't. So he's going to draw a card from the monster deck. He apparently had someone kind of waiting in the wings with him as a diplomat. It's the Skink Sneak. He's got a Skink Sneak with him. It's almost as hard to say as Dungeon Degenerates. So this guy attacks lowest constitution. That is going to be the sickly soldier. All right, so it's 2 and 2 against my dudes. So let's have this guy, I guess. Yeah, we're going to keep him in the assault stance. He's going to keep his coming out with a bang strategy going. And this dude is skirmish, but only outdoors. And we are currently, we're outdoors. Gutfish Ford's outside. So let's kill the skinks. Yeah, this guy's summon. These actually are both a huge pain. So skirmish means if I don't kill him at the end of the first round, he runs away, but he raises the danger level of the region, which is going to turn this from a 1 to a 2, or from a 1 town to a 1 danger. So I could no longer buy stuff there. This guy, this Goblin Emissary, has Command, which is that monsters in the same space with lower experience values and at least 1 matching class get bonus attack. So this guy has an experience value of 2, and all these guys are experience 1. He has the classes Goblin, just Goblin. And that is going to affect just this Goblin Dog. So he is actually going to give the Goblin Dog +1 attack. So he'll do 5 damage. He also has Summon, which means he is going to do the same thing, I guess, as Skirmish, right? Where he's going to flee and change the danger level. Summon maybe doesn't flee with Summon. I'm looking at it right now. Draw a number of cards to the deck and add it. Oh, Summon does not flee. I don't know why I thought Summon fled. Summon does not flee. So I feel like I want to kill this Skink Sneak first, so that I can actually buy items and sell items here, and keep the danger level down. He's just going to raise it otherwise. So we're gonna stab the Skink Sneak. Sorry for that long consideration, but that's what I think is going to happen here. So We've got all of our dice, our 2 power dice, because we're staying assault stance. It's a bit risky, but I want to kill that dude. Yeah, let's do it. Okay. Defense. 4 and 3 is a 7 versus my 7 agility. I succeed. I'll take 4 less damage. This guy does 4. This guy does 4. So no damage from either of them. That's great. For my attack, however, I got a 6, 7, 8, 9. I only have an 8 strength. So sadly, that's going to all be for naught. And my polearm discipline won't come into play here either. So that's a bummer. That sucks. So now let's go ahead and resolve these abilities. So skirmish, still alive at the end of a combat round, and the danger level in its space is less than 6, which it is. Then it increase the danger level and remove all counters from the monster and shuffle it back into the deck. So Skink Sneak leaves. Rest in peace, Skink Sneak. Hey, Comic Crack, what's up? Happy to see you here. So Skink Sneak leaves, and he's going to change the danger level here from a 1 town, sadly, to a 1 danger. And then the Goblin Emissary, his command is going to be in play for the Goblin Dog, and then he's going to summon. He's going to summon a Nugbear. Nugbear shows up, and he's going to attack highest strength, which is also this dude. That sucks. Well, this is a bummer. Okay, I'm going to have to switch to guard stance next turn. Fortunately, I took no damage, but here we are. All right, Mercenary Alchemist time. Mercenary Alchemist is going to go ahead and take a shot at... So he's got Pursue, which I said, doesn't really matter. And he's got Horde. Horde Demon. And Horde is going to be... The monster has +1 attack if there's 1 or more monsters with the indicated class here. There are no other demons here. So don't have to worry about that. Okay, let's, I guess, kill the Goblin Dog. Let's stab him. Yeah, let's have this guy shoot. Let's use a pistol. Use firearms, take one of these purple dice away. And let's attach this Find Weakness. I forgot, I moved my stuff around, so I forgot about some of this stuff. So I'm going to quick action Find Weakness on the Goblin Dog. So much stuff in this game, it can be easy to forget it sometimes, especially when I'm trying to set it up to be like kind of, visually digestible with a camera. So Find Weakness is going to get attached. Let's make a perception test for the Goblin Dog. And I pass. So that will be attached. He takes 1 extra damage now when he's attacked. And let's shoot him. Okay, so 5, 6, 7, 8 against my 7 agility does not pass. I will take the 3 less damage from the Goblin Dog. So he will deal 2 total, because this guy commands and that guy does damage. So it's 2 damage from him, 3 from that guy. That's rough. I have luck, actually. I'm going to spend 1 of my luck. I really don't want to be taking that much damage. I'm going to spend a luck to re-roll this green die. And it's a 3, so that passes. That's great. So I'll take 3 less from each then. So it's nothing from this dude, and it'll ultimately be 2 from that guy. So that's better. Then my attack, 4 and a 3 versus my 7 perception. That's fine, and I will do 4 damage plus 1 to this guy. So that's 5 damage. At least doing something against that Goblin Dog. And then this guy has... Yeah, those don't apply right now. Okay, I'm switching to the guard stance on my Sickly Soldier. And I'm going to attack... I'm going to have to attack the Goblin Emissary down here because he has that command ability. So he's boosting the damage of both of these guys now. That ain't great. So we're guarding, stabbing with the Trench Spike. And... yeah, okay, let's go for it. All right, so it's a 4 and a 3 here for defense. That is good enough for my 7 agility. So I will block 4 damage from each of these guys. That's all of this dude's damage. And he ends up doing 2 to me. He's getting +1 from this command. So he ends up doing 2 damage to me. He also has Fury. And Fury is while the monster has 1 or more wound counters on it, it has +1 attack. He does not yet have any wound counters on him, so he will not be using Fury yet. This guy then is going to be a 6 and a 2 is an 8 against my 8 strength. That hits for 6 damage, which is going to be enough to kill him. He has 5 HP and 1 armor. So he will take 5 damage and be dead. Thankfully. And now we're going to go back to the Mercenary Alchemist, who's going to continue to shoot this goblin dog. So that 8 does not succeed. I have 7 agility. The 11 attack also does not succeed. And that's it. I will take a lot of damage again. So 4, 5, 6, 7. And I can reduce that by 2 to 5. So I'll take 5 damage. So that knocks me up to 7 total wounds. And now it's the Nugbear, who's going to get stabbed by my boy. Okay, I defend for 5 less damage, so he does no damage to me. I hit, unfortunately only for 2 damage, but that's something. 1, 2. And back to the Merc Alchemist. Still attacking the Goblin Dog. Yeah, exactly. If only he still had both of his eyes. Alright, so defense succeeds. I will take 5 damage less from these guys, so no damage. And my attack once again misses. Let's go back to the Sickly Soldier. Moving quickly through this combat. Yeah, I like. Do you guys, when you guys play, do you like to play with weaknesses? I know they say it's optional, but I feel like it certainly adds some quirks to these characters. Not that they're not quirky already, but it adds a little extra. Sickly Soldier attacking the Nugbear. Terrible. That's an 8 against my 7 agility, but I can block with 5 damage. So he doesn't. I guess he'll do 1 extra damage because of these. So he does 1 damage in total to me. And I miss. Attacking, again, with the Mercenary Alchemist. Goblin Dog. Gotta kill that Goblin Dog. Gotta do 1 damage to him. Okay. Succeeds. Takes 5 damage less from these guys. No problem. The hit succeeds for 3 damage plus 1 will kill the Goblin Dog. Okay. Goblin Dog dead, I get my Find Weakness back. Yeah, it definitely makes it a little more challenging and interesting. And yeah, the theme in the story is absolutely what Dungeon Degenerates kind of brings to the table here. Although I do think the systems are also pretty good. Alright, so that guy died, didn't take any damage. Attacking the Nugbear. See if we can't finish him off here. How much? He's taken 2 damage. He needs to take 6 more. He has no armor. So stabbing the Nugbear. We've got a defense. No problem. Take 4 less, so I will take 2 damage from him once more. Because of that dang fury. And then I will hit 5, 6, 7, 8. I will hit for 5 damage. 5, that's 7. So he's almost dead. All right, let's go ahead then and do the Find Weakness. Make a perception test to attach that to him. Roll these green dice for that. 5, 6, 7, 8 does not pass. Once again, the eye patch. The eye patch screws me because I think this is the like 3rd or 4th time I've rolled an 8 for a perception test on him, and he has an 8 perception, except he gets -1 because of his half blindness weakness. So do not attach this. And then the hit, 5, 6, 7, 8 against, again, my perception, that's another 8 against what would be an 8 perception, but it's 7. So he does not hit. Okay, great. So let's move on back to my boy, the Sickly Soldier, who, I don't know if you guys backed Dungeon Breakout at all. The kind of, sort of follow-up. Follow-up's not really the right word, but the spin-off of this that was on Kickstarter recently. But they had a vote. I did not back it. And actually, if you guys backed it, I do have maybe I have something to ask. I want the Slime Lord mini, and I did not back it. So I'm trying to find someone to piggyback on, give them money to add another miniature to the backer kit when it launches. If you did and you're willing to help me out, please let me know. Email me, scott@phasingplayer.com. But the reason I bring it up is they're adding some. This professional cable hanging here. They added some like vote to see which existing adventurers are going to be in Dungeon Breakout. It's a public thing. You can look and see the results. And the least popular one was the Sickly Soldier. I think he had like 1 or 2 votes to put him in the game. Everyone else had like, more than that. So yeah, apparently the Sickly Soldier is like the least popular guy. I think he's kind of cool looking. He's, this soldier that's got boogers hanging out of his nose. But anyway, that's neither here nor there, I guess. But anyway, back to my boy, the Sickly Soldier, going and attacking this, what is this guy called? The Nugbear. Those are not great. I mean, so I succeed in my roll here to defend, but it's only 1 less damage and I don't have any luck. So I'm going to take 5 damage from him. That sucks. Yeesh. I am actually almost dead. I'm at 10 wounds and I have 12 health. This could end up being... God, I might need to flee from this fight. I don't hit either. So I might... Gosh, I don't really want to run. But I might have to because my Sickly Soldier might die. God, so... Because, yeah, this guy's going to be on my butt. He's only got to take... He's got to take, like, a damage. And I can't do it. I'm going to die. No luck left for a reroll, Comet Crack. I've got 0 luck on the Sickly Soldier. Yeah, well, it's not his turn, so I'm not going to run yet. I'm going to hope for the best. I'm seeing if I have any abilities here that could help me. I guess my shoddy helmet. My shoddy helmet actually does help me. Yeah, I completely forgot about my shoddy helmet. I haven't had to use it up to this point. If I roll a 1 on a power die, you may re-roll it. I roll a 1 on the power die. If the re-roll die comes up a 5 or a 6, I discard the card. So I could re-roll it and hope to take. Let me actually lower my lower the 5 I just took, or the 5 I just took. So I can use this, and hopefully absorb some hits. So I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna re-roll my power die, my 1 power die, and hope it comes up a 4. Come on, 4, baby. Okay, okay. Well, 2 is admittedly better. Okay, I mean, if I'm trying to be optimistic, it is twice as good. It is a 100% increase. So I take 4 damage instead of 5. Fantastic. And then I got Demon's Blood. Discard the card to corrode the target monster and inflict wounds. Yeah, so I could do that. It's a combat action, though, so it's going to have to come up next round. So let's, I guess, yeah, just proceed and have the mercenary. Next round, maybe I'll throw it at this guy to kill him instead of risking the roll. Yeah, all right, let's do it. Let's Mercenary Alchemist attack the Morbad Crawler. Let's try to find weakness on him. And I did not succeed. And my roll now. Let's go ahead and make this roll to shoot the Morbad Crawler. Okay, I do not get an agility success, but this 6 will defend me from him, no problem. And I do hit. I got a 6. That's lower than 7. And so I will hit him for 3 damage. He has an armor, so he's gonna take 2. And then we're moving back over here. Now, I could throw this Demon's Blood. It's a combat action. Discard the card to corrode the target monster and inflict 1d3 wounds. If the monster is a fungus or weird, which he's not, you do more. I don't really need to do more, though. Oh, it does ignore armor. You're right. You're totally right. It ignores armor. So, yes, it kills him. Thank you. Sorry, so I'm so distraught over this dang Nugbear. Yes, Prestige P, you are keeping me so honest here and keeping me in the game. All right, so yes, the pistol does ignore, so it does hit him for all 3. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna have to take the guarantee. Take the guaranteed combat action. Discard it to do 1d3 damage. I'm not even gonna roll if I do a I mean, it does at least 1 damage. So The way I'm interpreting this is I'm not even going to make an attack. I'm just going to discard this, deal damage, and he dies. There's no chance for retaliation, so far as I read this. If I'm wrong, please tell me. But I'm going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to go ahead and use this. And so that's gone. It does D3 damage, which he has 7 damage dealt. He needs to have 8 to kill him, and so he dies. And if I need to go back, I'm going to take a sip of soda just for it to catch up. I think I still need to roll defense. Let me look at the combat round. So, combat stance, declare action, resolve action. Roll dice and calculate the result. So actions in combat. Yeah. Let me take a look at. Let me take a quick look at the rulebook here and see. Because my interpretation, and I could be completely wrong, is that if I'm just attacking someone, if I'm like using an item to do an attack, that goes with a defense. You do need to still do that when you escape, but it also says you do. Like as part of the escape action, it also says you have to still resolve attacks against you. Like that's a part of the escape. Well, let's see here. Let's switch it to me. You can now, you guys, haven't you ever wanted to watch me read? Well, you get to watch me read now. So let's see. Got the danger phase. We've got epic monsters and lairs, blah blah blah, encounters, monsters, resolving a fight. So the fight sequence. Combat stance. Actions in combat. After selecting a combat stance, you choose either an attack or a combat action. Attacks and combat actions are mostly provided by items and skills. You can use an attack or a combat action from any item or a skill as long as you meet the requirements. You only get one attack or combat action per turn. So they are differentiating attack and combat action. I've just taken a combat action. If you make an attack, you must also choose a target. Likewise, some combat actions and quick actions require that you choose a target monster. If you're being attacked by any monsters, your target must be one of those. Yeah, I know that. Any adventurer may use the following: unarmed strike or escape. Once you've chosen a stance and an attack or combat, you're ready to roll dice. At the same time, okay, so it does sound... You'll roll one or more tests during the step, depending on how the situation, dice of the multiple colors, blah, blah, blah. If you're being attacked by one or more, roll agility tests to defend. Okay, so yes, I do still defend, unfortunately. So the benefit here, I guess, is it's a guaranteed kill. It's a guaranteed 1 damage, which is what I need. And there's a chance I would miss with my trench spike. So yes, unfortunately, the sickly soldier could still die. In fact, I'm going to say there's a decent chance he does. Let's get back and turn into the phasing player's snuff film while we kill a man with a stoned bear. So let's go ahead and roll my dice. Okay, so I take 4 less damage from the dude. He had a 5 attack with wounds, so he does 6 damage. -4 is 2. And so that takes me from 9, 10, 11. So I'm at 11 now. 11 wounds versus 12 health. So I don't die. I'm alive. But barely. Like, I'm technically alive. And we'll have to rest and see what happens here. But the fight is over. The fight is concluded. This is probably the toughest fight I've had in Dungeon Degenerates so far. The closest to death. And the most guys coming in and fighting. So let's go ahead and fade into the map. Now, this Goblin Emissary provided 2 experience and 1 gold. The Nugbear provides 1 experience and 1 gold. That is 3 experience and 2 gold. Let's go ahead and make a loot check against that 3 experience. I got a 2. I get some loot. That's at least a consolation. And it's a smoke bomb. Adventurers and monsters in your space cannot attack this round. And adventurers in your space may immediately escape. Okay. Well, he'll hang on to that. And then I get my 3 experience, 1, 2, 3, and 2 gold. All right. So that could have been worse, but it could also have gone a whole lot better. Let me look at that encounter card, make sure nothing happens after. Okay. Wasn't sure if like after I fight him because I killed some diplomat, something bad happened. It doesn't though, he just dies. All right, and then the Morbid Crawler and the Goblin Dog. That's 2 experience and 1 gold for the Mercenary Alchemist. 2 experience, 1 gold. Loot is a 5, no loot. So 2 experience, 1, 2, and 1 gold makes a rich man even richer. That's how it goes, I guess. Yeah, the business card holders are great. I saw someone mention on Board Game Geek that it was a good option, and so I picked some up. It helps for this. It helps a lot for Cave Evil as well, another game with like 9 decks. Cave Evil actually, I bought a couple of these that have 4 rows, which works great for the encounter and monster cards in this game. And then I also bought a package of 12 singles, just to be a little more versatile. Cave Evil needs like these 4 plus like all 12 of the singles, because like you just one deck in Cave Evil is like, you know, like this thick, and so you have to split one deck up between like a couple of these. It's wild. Yeah, that's nuts. I hope if Nate ever decides he's gonna do a print and play version of Cave Evil, I hope he just like inverts all the colors so that the cards are white with black stuff on it to make it way easier to print. But that's, hey, we're not playing Cave Evil. We're also not playing a game that's all black and white. We're playing Dungeon Degenerates, a game that's very Technicolor and amazing. So I got my experience in gold, all my dudes. Danger phase is over. Let's go ahead and rest. Let's take a snooze, because I gotta heal this boy. Boy, howdy, do I gotta heal him. Scragg's Milk gives him invigorated and loses fatigue. Seeing if he has anything, if anyone has anything to help him heal faster. And the answer is no. So all right, yeah, let's just go ahead and rest. Let's roll. And yeah, and lower that, yes. When I play this game off camera, I often end up remembering like a turn later to adjust the danger levels. So it's easy to forget. It's easy to forget, even though it's important, especially in this case. So it's now a level 1 town. All right, let's make a morale test to heal the sickly soldier. I need an 8 or lower. And I got a 4, that's great. So he's gonna heal from 11 to 3, which is fantastic. A failure there would have been a big bummer. And while I'm here, do I want to try to buy and sell stuff? Maybe I do. You know, no, but I think I might try to improve the town. Or invest in the town, I should say. Or is this? Yeah, it is. So we could do an investment here. It costs us 20 gold, but we have 1 billion gold. That's not a problem. Let's try to explore first. So I feel like it's always, you know, a decent idea to explore. So let's explore and then improve the town and then consider if we want to do a trade action. So we'll go ahead and roll a perception test to explore, and we failed with a 12. So it does not get explored. Let's invest in it. Let's invest in Gutfish Ford. I've always believed in Gutfish Ford as the future of financial strength and growth in the Badlands. So we're going to invest in it. I'm at 17 gold. I'm going to slip down to, let's say we're at 17. Actually, we're tied gold, 17. Let's just do 10 apiece. So go from 17 to 7, 17 to 7, and improve it from a 1 to a 2. So it's back to normal. And then it's going to be the Mercenary Alchemist's turn. I'm still not sure if I want to buy anything. I'm very much on the fence because they already have a lot of gear. They both have, well, I guess he doesn't have an extra weapon, but the Mercenary Alchemist does. You can always hand it over. It's a strength attack item. So let's go ahead and have the Alchemist make his morale test. He passed with a 7, and that's going to heal him 7 wounds, which is, hey, it's exactly how many he had. So he heals up. All right, feeling good in terms of HP. Is there any value right now? Let me remind myself what alchemy does when it's flipped over. Oh Okay, it can be done at any settlement instead of only at a town. Choose an alchemical item, make a magic test. If you pass and the gold is less or equal to your highest single die, you may buy the chosen item. Okay. Oh, and it also lets you pick an alchemical item from the loot or epic loot discard. Haven't been using that many alchemical items, though the one I just used is actually alchemical, and that's pretty decent. And this is a town now. So I'll try to recover, I think. I think I'm gonna try to recover the item that I had just used. See if I can find it. I actually sat it in the wrong spot. Here we go. The Demon's Blood. That was actually a pretty nice, when I just need 1 or 2 damage, that can be pretty good. So it costs 3. As far as getting status conditions, I have right now the Scrag's Milk, which I was going to give to the Mercenary Alchemist when he needed to get a status. And then my Sickly Soldier already has Trench Rot as a disease, so I hopefully that will maintain. All right, I think what I'm going to do. I'm not going to upgrade Mastery, but I am going to use Alchemy. But I am going to use Alchemy and attempt to buy the Demon's Blood back. So, because we're in a town, let me look at it again. So go ahead and make a magic test. Let's do that. He has a magic of 8, very magical, and I got an 8. Look at that. I passed, and the gold cost of the item is 3. That is lower than the highest single die, which means I can buy the item for the cost. Cost 3. I'm going to go ahead and buy it. So go from 7 to 4 gold. Good job, Alchemy. You did it. You did it, Alchemy. Then I think I am good here. So danger card. Staying incautious. The air feels thick and your hair stands on end. Some devilry is afoot. So it doesn't raise the danger level. And we're checking against a 5, which is way higher than this 2. And so, yeah, is it out of focus? It might be out of focus. Did I do something? So anyway, we don't have an encounter, but we do reshuffle the danger deck. So I will do that in a sec. Let me see. Let me double check if it's off. Let me stand up here on top of my chair and get all echoey. And you guys might be able to see here. Actually, for this, I'm going to switch to this cam so I can mess with it a little more. And you can look at the guy we're going to go check out, which is Lord Scrot. That's my boy, Lord Scroat. Okay, that should look better, Comet Crack. And I appreciate that call out. I'm looking at this on like a small kind of screen over here. So it often looks in focus to me from there. I thought I checked it beforehand. I did change some stuff around shortly before going live, and so let me know if that looks better or not. I apologize if it's been out of focus this whole time, which I guess it would have been. It would have been out of focus this whole time. Okie dokie. Let's go ahead and continue on. There's no encounter in this phase. Also, hello, MJ. Happy to see you here. All right, so this is where I am. And we're going to walk, I guess. I don't really want to go through the Goblin Fortress, but I have to. Because I can't take this river going this way. Yeah, let's just go to the road up toward the Goblin Fortress. It's a bummer, but that's a bummer we're going to have to deal with. I got to reshuffle the danger deck as well. So, while I'm sitting here shuffling this deck, if you guys are enjoying this, subscribe to the channel, and as always, consider a donation to the show. Go to phasingplayer.com/donate for a handful of options for that sort of monetary donation. Very much not obligatory. I appreciate anyone that watches and anyone that subscribes and leaves comments. You're all lovely. And I super appreciate the people that do donate, which I've had more than a handful, and that surprised me, honestly. Like, we're in kind of weird times right now, financially and you know, economically, all that. But people have been very kind to reach out and send donations over. I very much appreciate it. It's very, very kind of people to do that, and it makes me happy to know that people are enjoying the show enough to part with a few hard-earned dollar dues. All right, danger deck is all shuffled. I moved up to there, so let's draw one of those nice newly shuffled danger cards. Goblin Warbands, hunt for... I feel like I just did this one too. I shuffled it up and it ended up right on top. Oh well. Goblin Warbands, hunt for slaves and plunder, their war horns resounding across the wasteland. Okay, that's a 1. So we are definitely going to have an encounter. This region is against, I think it's the Burning Lakes over here because it's got the red border. Or no, the red border is the Blasted Heath. So it's against the Blasted Heath, which is a strength of 4. Not avoiding that. So we're going to have an encounter card. Let's draw that one up. And it does not resolve immediately. So I will deal with that in a moment. And then we're fighting 2 monsters. Go ahead and take a look at the Morbad Verminer and the Cock Goblin. The Verminer, the Verminer. Not sure which one that actually is supposed to be. So let's say highest agility on the Cock Goblin, which is going to be tied, and highest con on the Morbad Verminer, which is going to be the Mercenary Alchemist. We'll put them both on the Mercenary Alchemist. We're going to keep that up. Neither of them have arrival abilities. And so we're going to have our boy over here, the Sickly Soldier, go first. He's going to come out again with his very powerful Trench Spike with Ferocious Charge. And he is going to go after the Cock Goblin because he has that Dimwit, which is going to potentially raise his attack. Though I guess there's actually a greater chance of it lowering his attack. Or keeping it the same. But Annoy just keeps you in guard stance. I don't know that either of these are going to be too big, so let's go after the Cock Goblin just in case he gets a really high roll with Dimwit. So we're going to stab Cock Goblin from the assault stance. That hits. Don't worry about the green dice for this because no one's attacking him. So that hits. Actually, I need to roll another power die as well. Okay, great. So I hit for 6 damage against this Cock Goblin. He has 2 armor. So that 6 is going to go down to a 4, but he only has 4 health. What a wiener. He's going to go ahead and get killed. And then the Morbad Verminer is going to be attacked by this guy. Let's try to put our Find Weakness, making a perception test. And I succeeded. So attach that to that dude. And go ahead and make a roll, removing one of those power dice. Ba-ba-boo. 5 and 3 is 8. Once again, I got an 8, and he has that worse perception. The worst perception. I'm sorry. That 8 is against his agility, which is also a 7. So it still fails, but not for the reasons I was thinking. And then, however, that 11 definitely fails. So he's going to take 2 less damage. So that's 4 minus 2 is 2. So it's 2 damage to the Mercenary Alchemist. And then that will be it. Because Annoy is just something that keeps you in guard stance. It forces you to stay in guard stance if you're being targeted. And that's it. Then no damage done. Let's go to the Sickly Soldier and have him stab the Morbad Verminer. That 3 and that 2 is a 5, which hits for 3 damage. Plus 1 because of the Find Weakness, so 4 damage. And he has 1 armor, so he will take 3. Easy. Alchemist. Oh, actually, I also just realized, It's a little after the fact, but when I rolled alchemy for my mercenary alchemist, I rolled 2 4s. When he rolls doubles, he makes a magic test to potentially get luck. So I'm going to do that right now. I should have done that before. So this is my retroactive alchemical luck roll from last turn, because he rolled 2 4s. I remember he rolled 2 4s. So if he beats his magic, which he does, he gets a luck. He got a 3, so he gets +1 luck. Sorry, Mercenary Alchemist, I did you bad, but I remembered. I remembered before you really needed it. Anyway, we're going to attack this guy now with the pistol. Yep, taking a shot. So, 5 and 4 does not defend. 5 and 4 does not hit. I will take 5 less damage from this guy, so I will take no damage, thankfully. And back to my Sickly Soldier. 5 and the 3, that's an 8, which does hit, and it's going to hit for 5 damage, +1, so 6 damage, and that is enough to kill him. So, more bad Verminer goes into the pits with the Cock Goblin. And then let's switch up to here and deal with trophies. So we've got, there are a couple of 2/2 guys. So we're going to reduce the danger of the Blasted Heath down to a 3. I'm going to remember that right away this time. And then we're going to get a loot roll. Roll this sucker. I got a 2. I'm getting so much loot. I needed a 1 or a 2, and I got a 2. You're going to have to take my word for it. I rolled the purple one. Actually, a lot of 2s in here, but I rolled the purple one. Just don't want you guys to think I'm cheating on that. And I got official papers. At the start of a fight against law, you may attempt a morale test. If you pass, you discard the law monster in your space. Okay, well, I'm not going to be spending a lot of time down here where most of the law spaces are at, so I might end up selling this. It's worth kind of a lot. And then I get 2 gold, 1, 2, and 2 experience, up to 5. Beautiful. Yeah, it can be easy. There's so much to keep track of in this game. None of it is like individually difficult, but there's just so many little bits to keep track of. All right. And then we have to check the encounter card. Speaking of things you can easily forget. The encounter card, Slaughtered Caravan. You find the blood-splattered remains of a ransacked caravan and its massacred staff. Could the pillagers have left something useful behind? Each adventurer may search or ignore the carriage. Sure, we'll search. Search. You carefully pick through the gory, stinking mess. Make a perception test. If you pass, take the first disease or item card from the loot deck. If you fail, lose a luck. Each adventurer may search or ignore. We'll have them all search. These are greedy buds. So, Sickly Soldier makes a perception test, which he's checking against a 7. He's rolling these dice, and he gets a 2 and a 1. So that is going to be a pass. And so take the first disease or item that you get from the loot deck. First one is an item. It's a spiked gauntlet. Cool. Keep that. Definitely gonna have to sell some stuff. I have like 1 million items right now. That is my second heavy item. Which, if I remember right, you can carry 2 heavy items at a time. And then we're going to have the Mercenary Alchemist make his check. Also against a 7, and he got a 5. Draw this up, and he got an item. It's an alchemical item, a vial of poison. Attach it to a blade or to weapons that use arrows or bolts. Discard it the next time you rest. When you inflict wounds, you also daze them. All right, cool. More alchemy. And that's it. That is that encounter. Moving on into the Goblin Fortress, which I'm not looking forward to. I don't really want to hang out here too long. But here we are, staying cautious. Goblin witches chant and call forth noxious horrors bubbling up from the burning lakes. And that's a check against a 3. 3 versus that 5. Not going to avoid the encounter. So the burning lakes gets worse. It goes from 3 up to a 4. And then I will draw an encounter card, which says resolve immediately. If I'm in a perilous place, which I'm not, resolve immediately. Here you find the lost ruin filled with the dusty bones of Imperials who lived and died long ago. When you draw monsters this turn, draw half rounding up from the Lowlands monster deck. Okay, cool. So let's see, I'm drawing 2 monsters, easy to round. So I'm going to draw 1 from the Badlands and 1 from the Lowlands. And here we've got, from the Lowlands, the Vampire Thrall, and from the Badlands, the Scrocust Swarm. No arrival abilities. Lowest Constitution, that's going to go Sickly Soldier, and this guy attacks everyone. So we'll just keep him right there. Great. Well, let's start, I guess, trying to kill this Vampire, who's only got 5 health, and this guy has 6 health. I feel okay. I feel like I could do this. So Assault Stance, as usual. Assault Stance, 2 power dice for the first attack on the Sickly Soldier. We're going big here against that Vampire. All right, so 6 versus my 7. I defend successfully. Again, I take 5 less damage, so he does nothing. And then 4 and 4 is 8. That hits for 4 damage, plus 1 because of my Trench Spike on the first round. And so that is going to hit him for a cool 5 damage, killing him straight away before he can skirmish. Great. Exactly what I wanted to happen. And then the Scrocus Swarm also will not damage me because I'm taking 5 less from both of them. Oh, he's Annoy, though. That's right. Man, I forgot he attacks everyone, so hold on. Let's back this up for a sec. So I can't be in the Assault Stance. I'm in the Guard Stance. So we'll go ahead and say I rolled a 2 on the power die instead of the 4, though I don't think it matters. And then, did that change anything? It did. It meant that I couldn't have used my Ferocious Charge is all. That's it, yeah. Everything else is still the same. So yes, I still kill him. No problem. But I had to be in the Guard Stance. And now the Mercenary Alchemist will attack. He's going to try to place that Find Weakness on that dude. So Perception Test fails, again, by 1. And so now he will go ahead and attack. All right, so that is a failure of a defense, but the 5 will lower the damage to nothing. And it's a failure of an attack as well. Again, bad perception. All right, back to this guy. Attacking the Swarm. The defense fails, so I'll use my 6 power die, so no damage. 4 and a 3 is a success, so that's 4 damage to this guy. And back to the Mercenary Alchemist, who will attempt a quick action to find weakness. And I pass. Guys, that weakness, and then I will go ahead and attack. I succeed in defending for 4 damage, so he does nothing. 6, 7, 8 does not succeed. I know, that eye patch is screwing me. Which is a bummer, because again, rolling 2 dice, the highest chances you're going to get a 7. And I've been getting 8s. 8s left and right. All right, Scrocus Swarm. Gonna get stabbed by the Sickly Soldier. Does not defend, but I get to use that 6, so no damage. 3 and the 1 hits for 3 damage, and that's enough to kill him. That's just 4 damage because of the weakness. I found the weakness of the Scrocus Swarm, which was their bugs. Just squish them. Easy to figure out. I don't know why this guy had so much trouble with it before. All right, fading up. And we've got the Vampire Thrall and the Scrocus Swarm. That is going to be 2 experience for the Sickly Soldier. Let's roll this loot die. I got a 6, so no loot. And then I get 2 experience, 1 gold. Not so bad. I'm getting there. This is taking a bit. I expected it to take a bit, but I'm getting there. So 2 experience, 1 gold. Should actually be up to there. All right, let's go ahead and continue on. Put the Burning Lakes away. And now we will head down toward Last Chance. And defeating those guys also lowers the danger level. Yep, into here, into the road. We're making our way. We're probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're like roughly halfway, I think. And now I'm wondering, no, I was going to say maybe I should start exploring for the future missions, but No, we're gonna keep up with our slow and steady wins the race option here. So we're moving to there and drawing a danger card. Bandits and their unnatural allies continuously battle for control of the Watchtower, which has a danger level of 3 on it. And we're checking against a 3 in the Blasted Heath. So, I could... Yeah, let's go ahead and try to avoid it. Let's make a perception test, starting with the Sickly Soldier. Passed with a 6. And then check the Mercenary Alchemist, who passed with a 4. So this goes up to a strength 4, and we don't have an encounter this round. And then we're moving to Last Chance, which checks against the Wasteland level. Now, does anyone need a rest? No, we're doing okay. We've each taken 2 on the Mercenary Alchemist, 3 wounds on the Sickly Soldier. I'm okay with that, though. That's not so bad. Maybe next turn we'll rest, but we'll see. So, danger card, once again. Pilgrims have vanished. Sorry about that one. Let me start that over. Pilgrims have been vanishing, and the dead go missing from the vast crypts dug beneath the Holy Order. If we are indoors, it's a level 2 card, checking against the level 5 spot. It's crypts, I guess. So bad stuff's going to happen. This is kind of a rough card, too. So we will have an encounter. Let's draw the encounter card and see what it says. It says if we're indoors, we do not resolve immediately. So let's draw monsters first. We're fighting 3 this time. Oops. Wrong one. 1, 2, 3. Let's fade down. I'm going to take a sip of Coca-Cola. So, Goblin Masher, Voidhound, and Grublin Grabber. Highest armor, that's tied. Highest magic, that's the Mercenary Alchemist. And the highest constitution is also the Mercenary Alchemist. We're going to keep up what we've been doing. Stick them all on the Mercenary Alchemist. This guy has an arrival ability of ambush, but only if we're in the bold stance, and we are not. We're in the cautious stance. We're a couple of cautious Chris's over here. And they have Onslaught. Onslaught's going to deal extra damage if the defender's in the guard stance. This guy's Command and Skirmish, so he's going to boost the damage of goblins, which is just the Goblin Masher. And he has Skirmish, so he's going to flee at the start of this round, or end of this round. And this guy has Onslaught and Pursue. We're not in a void space, so he will not pursue. And he has Onslaught, so he will also deal extra damage. So this is actually a pretty tough offensive crew right here. So yeah, let's have this guy go first in his assault stance, do the usual. I just need to figure out which one I should be attacking. I'm thinking of the Skirmisher. I think the Skirmisher is who's going to have to go first. He's only got 3 HP, so he's going to die pretty fast. And he makes his damage higher. So we're going to go for the Skirmisher, the Grublin Grabber. With the Trench Spike. Trench Spike, Ferocious Charge, Quick Action, no problem. Let's do 1 billion damage. Okay, well, thankfully no one's attacking me, so those 2 6s don't matter. The 6 and the 2 does hit. It's an 8 versus my 8 strength. And I will hit for 6 damage plus 1. Don't even need the plus 1. And this Grublin Grabber gets grubbed. Dead. And then we're going to move on to this guy's turn. So let's have him make a perception test against the... Let's go for this... What is it? Voidhound? Let's go for the Voidhound instead. Because he has that Onslaught, and he's generally a tougher guy. So he's going to be a bit harder to kill, just as a rule. So perception test to find his weakness. And I find his weakness. It's the big eye on his tail. Shoot it, says the Mercenary Alchemist. Well, I don't have a gun, says the Sickly Soldier. I don't know. All right, so attacking the Voidhound with my pistol. 4 and the 3 is a 7. That succeeds in defending, and I will take 4 less damage there. So this guy deals A damage to me, except because of my guard stance, they're actually going to deal 1 more each. So he will deal 5 minus 4 is 1. Plus 1 is going to be 2. This guy's going to deal 0 plus 1. So it's 3 total damage. Let's go ahead and raise that. 1, 2, 3. And then we are going to not hit because we rolled an 11. All right, Assault Stance out of the Sickly Soldier is also going to attack the Void Hound, stabbing him in his eye. He doesn't have a gun to shoot, but he's going to try to stab. So ignoring the green dice, it's going to be a 4 and a 3 is enough to hit with strength. That's going to be 6 damage. Plus 1 because of the weakness is 7 damage. And I will ignore that 1 armor because or not ignore it, but I'm going to deal enough damage to kill him. So even though I did 7, he took 1 less because of his armor. That's still 6, and that kills him. And then we're going back over here. Let's try let's try to find this guy's weakness. We don't. But I bet guns hurt him, says the Mercenary Alchemist out loud. That succeeds in defending, and I will take, he does 5 damage, and so I'm going to take 3 fewer, so still 2. Not ideal, but here we are. And then I'm going to shoot him for 3 damage, and I ignore the armor, so I hit him for all 3. And time for the Sickly Soldier to stab that sucker. 4 and 1 is 5, 6 to damage, no problem. That's a dead Goblin Masher. And the Sickly Soldier completely clears out these... I was trying to, I couldn't get another C alliteration there. Anyway, so that's going to lower the danger level of the Wasteland to a 4. Great, because it was getting up there. And then the guys get experience. That's 2, 4, 5 experience. If I roll anything but a 6, I get loot, and I roll a 3. So that's a loot, which is a cleansing elixir. Removes plague counters. Not bad. We'll go ahead and hang on to that. And then 2, 4, 5 experience and 5 gold. Pretty good. Sickly Soldier is learning a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 15. I'm gonna have to double check item holding limits. I can't remember what they are off the top of my head. I know, like I said, I think heavy items is 2, but I think there's others. So we'll look at that in just a moment. And then we lowered the danger, and now we have to do the encounter card. A goblin cockfight. You've earned the right to bet on the goblins' gruesome game. There's too many of them to fight your way out, so you'd better play along and try to make sense of the rules. Okay, so you have to do it. Gamble. Each adventurer in the party may wager up to 4 gold on orange, green, or purple. Then roll a die of every color. If your chosen color's roll is highest or tied, you win double your wager. Okay. Let's go ahead and roll. Let's bet on... The shoddy soldier is going to bet on purple because he's been rolling extra power dice, so he feels good about that. And... the Mercenary Alchemist is not going to wager anything because he only has 4 gold. And it says may. It says you may wager up to 4. So I'm gonna wager 4, all 4 here, on purple. Put it all on purple, says the Sickly Soldier, and we've got. Okay, did not work out. Purple lost all the money. So the gambling does not go well. But that's fine. And that is the end of that phase. So let's move on. Should we heal? Danger level is 4 right there. It's 3 in the Blasted Heath. I feel like I need to heal because the Mercenary Alchemist is hurt. He's got 7 wounds right now. Yeah, let's heal. Let's rest. We're resting. I'm going to have the Alchemist, or the Sickly Soldier go first. His morale is 8, and he passed. So he'll fully heal, and his Trench Rot does not factor in. And I am not going to train up in anything right now. I have to look through the skills still. So I'm going to hang on to my experience for the time being. And then I'm going to have the Mercenary Alchemist try to heal as well against a 7 morale. And he got a 5, so he will heal all the way once again. Same deal with him, not going to try to heal. And I don't think I have any discarded alchemical stuff right now. So that's going to be it for that. Let's then move on to the danger phase. Heretical cults meet in secret to conduct blasphemous rites amongst the moss-covered branches of the Witchwood. So the Witchwood goes from a 5 to a 6. And we're checking a 4 against a 4. Let's try to sneak past that. Perception, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ooh, I could... Well, it fails, I guess. And I didn't say who was doing that, but historically, it's been the Sickly Soldier first and then the Mercenary Alchemists. Lucy is coming up to enforce that I've been following. So I will say it was the Sickly Soldier that did it. And so we'll say I failed it and I cannot dodge the encounter. So we're going to draw a card. Resolve immediately. Human Sacrifice. A goblin witch priest stands amongst your enemies, preparing to sacrifice a helpless victim. You've arrived just in time, and you have 1 shot before the wicked knife draws blood, completing the unholy ritual. You must fight. The abilities on this card represent the goblin witch priest. It does not attack on the first round of the fight, as it is completing the blasphemous ritual, killing the helpless victim in the process. Adventurers in the space who aren't being taunted may target the goblin witch priest, or the helpless victim. The victim is a human with 3 HP. If the victim and the witch priest are alive at the end of the first round, the ritual is complete. The victim is killed, the witch priest gains Drain 2 and Necro. If you win the fight and the helpless victim survives, the adventurer with the witch priest trophy, which is this card, may keep it as an ally and exchange while resting in the bold stance in Gutfish Forward for 2d6 gold. Okay, so I've got to go fight this guy. He's got 6 health, no armor. I mean, 6 health, and I get a free round. He doesn't act in the first round. I feel like I can deal 6 damage in the first round. That should be easy. All right, let's do it. Let's go in assault stance for everyone. What does he have? Command and summon? Sure, that makes sense. He summons some buddies to help him, and dudes with his goblin or witch name will do a bit better. Well, great. Let's do some highest morale, which is going to be the Sickly Soldier. Let's have this boy go first and try to find weakness. I'm going to try to put that on him. Succeeds. And then he's going to take a shot. Oh boy. Oh boy, there goes a die. All right. So we're going to have the Mercenary Alchemist shoot. Don't need to worry about the greens. That hits for 4 damage, plus 1 is 5. Though this, I guess, hold on a second. So this should actually be, I need more monsters. I got excited. I need more monsters here. I need 3 more, because this guy joins the fight. So these guys are around. It's my bad. I'm catching it here before it gets too bad. So this guy, no arrival abilities. So this dude is going to attack the lowest agility, which is tied, lowest strength, which is the Mercenary Alchemist, and the Etten is going to be highest agility, which is also tie. We're going to put them all on the Mercenary Alchemist. He'll still find weakness on this, because he can still do that. He won't do any damage to him, though. And I'll just use this roll against, I guess, whoever he would be attacking, which would be Horde, Slime, and Dimwit. Let's do it against the Slimer right here. Do it against the Horde guy down here. So that would have hit him for 4 damage. I'm going to say that I'm going to keep my rolls. So 5, 6, 7. So I succeed in my defense. I take 5 less damage. He's a Dimwit, though. So on the first round after the monster after enters a fight, its attack value is a d6. So we'll go ahead and figure out what that is. So his attack value is a 3 right now. So I will take no damage from these guys. And I will hit this guy, the Moblin. Is that what I said? Yeah, Horde Goblin. So I'm hitting this guy for 4 damage, which is enough to kill him because I pierced the armor. Okay, all caught up. All good. Everything's cool. Nothing is bad. Then we're going over here. I'm in the assault stance still. I will have this dude attack him. Coming out is his first round of combat. He gets his extra power die, all that stuff. So he doesn't attack this round, so I don't have to defend. I hit, and I roll doubles on this, which means he becomes dazed. Right, that's what it was? It was dazed? Yes. So I hit him pretty good, and he gets dazed, which halves his attack. And I hit him for 4 damage, plus 1 from the trench spike is 5, plus 1 from this is 6. He doesn't have any armor, so it doesn't even matter if he's dazed. He's dead. All right. And then we're going to back over to the Mercenary Alchemist, who's going to find the weakness of the Etten. Let's roll these purple dice for that check. And I got 6, 7, 8. Does not succeed. Take these all out. And then I'm going to shoot the... maybe I'll shoot the Bile Puss. He is very cute, but he's going to slime me, which is going to lower my agility, making it harder for me to get away from fights. So let's shoot the Bile Puss. He has 2 armor. I defend successfully. Sorry, I meant to be in the guard stance. I defend successfully, so it's 4 damage removed, so no damage from him. He will do 2 to me. And I will hit this guy for 4 damage, ignoring an armor, so he'll take 3 damage. And then back to the Sickly Soldier. Someone mentioned before that the Sickly Soldier, he gets passed over because his stats aren't great, but the people ignore his starting items, and his starting items are nice. Trench Rat is a bummer, but Shoddy Helmet and Trench Spike are both pretty good. So I'm going to stab the... I got to start doing damage to the Etten. So I'm going to stab the Etten. Yeah, I'm going to stab the Etten. Ignore the green dice. 5 and 2 is 7, and I deal 5 damage to this guy. No problem, and then back to the Mercenary Alchemist, who's going to try to find the weakness of the Etten. And I got a 7, so I do find his weakness. It's the left head. Stab that one, he says aloud. And then he's going to shoot the Bile Puss. I defend successfully for -5, so I'll take 1 damage from the very strong Etten. And I hit for 4, which is going to kill the Bile Puss. I keep saying Bile Puss like it's a bile cat, but not Bile Puss is what I should be saying. Great, so then let's have this dude stab the Etten, whose weakness has been found, the left head. That's a 10, unfortunately. I miss. Back to the Mercenary Alchemist, who's going to shoot. I defend for 5 damage. Again, take 1 from this dude. He's very strong. And I hit. No, I do not hit. That's a 10. I needed a 7. All right, back to the soldier. Let's stab him. I hit for 6, and that is going to be enough to kill him. Actually, 7 because of this. No, not, yes, it's exactly enough because he has 5 wounds, plus 7 is going to be 12. That's how much health he has. So that kills him. 6 damage from the die, plus 1 from the weakness is 7. All right, surviving these fights, doing okay. I'm actually feeling good right now. I'm feeling good. We're moving through this. We're gonna get to the Lord Scroat, and I give him the Soothsayer's head, I guess. All right. So what do we got going here? We've got... Okay, so it's 2 experience, 2 gold on the wizard sacrificing. And then we've got the Etten, which has 2. So we need a 4 loot roll, and we got a 1. A lot of 1s here. It's more loot. It's Silver Shot. Range attacks with the attached item inflict +1 damage to undead and lycanthropes, and ignore endless and ghostly. All right, I'm gonna take it. I'll just give it to this guy because he has a gun, so he can have that shot. And then I get 4 experience, 3 gold. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's those boys, and I get to keep this encounter card as an ally, so we can put that up there. And then over here, we've got the Moblin and the Bile Pus, which is, they're each 1/1 cards. So if I get a 2, I did not, I got a 6. But it's still experience in gold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lowers the danger level of the Wasteland to a 3. Pretty good, pretty good. I'm gonna have a Coke. Also, I gotta say, I love these. Oop, that's not the one. That's not me. I love the. I'll get here eventually, guys. Hey, what's up? I love these little cans. These little baby soda cans. It's just like, you know, it's not overwhelming. Like drinking a whole soda can be a bit much for me. Drinking a little baby is nice, and I can like try to like mimic that Andre the Giant picture where he's holding a beer can. You know, like if I look at this and pretend it's a full-size can, I feel like I'm huge. It's kind of, you know, that's life, man, pretending you're huge. All right, back to the board. What do we got going on here? We were gonna we did rest, so I guess let's move on. Let's step over here into that next road. We're just gonna check the blasted heath, I believe, and draw a danger card. Vile half-human things worship and give sacrifice below the ancient twisted branches of the Black Tree. And if we're not in a foresty area, which we're not, it is it's a level 4 card. It's a level 3 zone we're in. No issues, no encounter. And we move on. Let's go to the bandit camp. First, like, decent settlement we've been to in a bit. At least decent, I guess. It's the same level as the Goblin Fortress, but it feels safer to me in my head. I don't know why. But that's where we are. We're in the bandit camp. Lucy's being a good girl up here, hanging out. Let's draw a danger card in the bandit camp. Slimy things claw their way from the black depths onto the shores of Tomb Lake. Bring up the danger level of the Black Tree. Yes, I did forget. I got excited that I was skipping that danger stage, but that goes to a 6. Thank you again, Prestige. And then the last one was Tomb Lake. Tomb Lake goes from a 2 to a 3. The danger level of this was 5. We're in the bandit camp, which has a level of 4. We don't have an encounter once again. So we are 2 steps here. We got to go into the Slaver's Pass, and then we got to go into the Temple of Madness. So, something to think about right now. Because I can't heal when I'm in the Temple of Madness. It has a perilous icon on it, and so I cannot heal. The Mercenary Alchemist is at 4 wounds, and the Sickly Soldier is at 0. He's doing great. I need to get a status on the Mercenary Alchemist to even get to the Temple of Madness. So I'm thinking I will give him the Scrag's Milk now, and he'll make a Constitution test. If he passes, he gets a nice bonus, Invigorated. If he fails, he becomes poisoned. Poison is, where is that? Poisoned is -1 Constitution. So if I get into the Slaver's Pass, maybe I can just rest there. And then I'll get rid of that. I think I might give him the Scrag's Milk. No, because what if I get into Slaver's Pass and I fight and I'm hurt? What if I get to the Slaver's Pass and I'm hurt? And I have to rest, and then I lose the condition. MJ, how long did I spend looking for drugs? I didn't spend any time looking for drugs. Unless I misread something in the mission log, I just need a status condition to get up there. And if I have drugs and if I deal with other encounters that interact with stuff, then I can purchase those items. But so far as I saw, and you're making me second guess myself at the moment, I can pay tribute by presenting a symbolic offering, which is I must discard an ally food, herb, relic, or alchemical item to make a magic test. If I succeed, the mission's completed. If I fail, I have to fight him. Yeah, so MJ, I don't... yeah, scoring drugs. Yes, I see that. That seemed like an optional thing. If I find an encounter card on the list below, which I don't believe I have seen any of those, I have not seen any of those encounter cards, then I can buy them. So yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think I need to score these to complete the game, right? Or to complete the mission. These are just things I can buy that could potentially get me items. Please correct me if I'm wrong, otherwise I'm gonna have to go looking around for drugs. But I don't think I need them. I think it's just a way to have something to give him and get a status. I have items already. I found this Scrag's Milk last game, so I've had that already. My plan right now, if you didn't hear me say it earlier, MJ, I don't know I know you said you tuned in a little late. My plan right now, the sickly soldier has trench rot. He's diseased. He can go into the Temple of Madness no problem because he has a disease. And to get to a metaphysical space, you need a disease or a status. The mercenary alchemist does not have a disease. So I was going to give him the Scrag's Milk before we got to that space. And that way he could drink it and succeed or fail, he'll get a status. And so what I think I'm going to do is not drink it right now. I'm going to move into the Slaver's Pass with the health that I have at the moment. As I'm saying this, I'm like, oh, God, it's just 4 wounds too much, though, in case I do have to fight the dude. I have a relic to give him, so I'll roll 3 dice. Let's do it. No, I went from Stone Circle up to here, over to here. I just got into the Highlands right now. Let's rest. I think let's rest in the bandit camp and invest into it. I think we have the money. 6 and 14. We do have the money to invest here. If we invest in the bandit camp, we'll make it into a 3 danger, which is a better chance of us getting through here without having another encounter. Because the dream right now, my idea here, is if I can get into this area at full health and I have to fight Lord Scrot, I still don't know how you're supposed to be saying this. The kind of, humor of the game makes me think it's Scrot, but it's spelled Scrott. So I keep alternating between the two just so I can plead ignorance. If I rest now and heal up, lower the danger level of the bandit camp, I can probably cautious my way past the event. Next turn, go into the Slaver's Pass. Definitely, almost definitely have an event. But then I'll have health. And I can hopefully get through it and then get to the Temple of Madness. Whew, okay. Let's rest. We're gonna try resting. Do I have the world book that talks about his origins? I don't know. I have 2 world books. I have to double check which ones they are. They're the 2 that have missions in them. So I don't remember which regions those are tied to. I haven't flipped through them yet. I want to buy the other world books on a sale, I think. Which I think Goblin Co. has sales now and again. Let's rest. We're gonna rest in this spot. So I will go ahead and roll for the sickly soldier. He passed, he got 2. So he will heal all the way, but he's already healed. And I'll try to explore the space. And I got a 7, so that passes as well. So I successfully explore the bandit camp. And then I'm going to have the mercenary alchemist also go ahead and heal. He got a 3. That is fantastic. So he heals all the way. And do I want to try to buy and sell stuff? Again, I keep coming back to this idea. Do I want to buy and sell stuff? I'm going to improve the region first. I guess I can't buy and sell because it's not a town. So I'll have to, the choice is made for me. But I am going to spend all my money. $6 on him. 14 on him to improve this to a 3. And then I have a bunch of experience. I still got to kind of flip through this with the sickly soldier and the mercenary alchemist for that matter. And see if I want to buy something. I feel like this might be a time that I need something here. Yeah, there is cool like extra narrative in this game, or like around it. So I think I said it last time, but something I appreciate is that none of the narrative it gives you during the game is like overwhelming. It's kind of like a brief prompt, and then you can sort of factor in your character's personalities and equipment and what they've done so far to make it sort of like a little more personalized. And I know a lot of the lore is in the lore books, and I think there's even some in issue or 2 of Pork. But yeah, maybe tonight, maybe this evening I'll flip through them. Okay, let's see. Dope smoker, drain life. Can't use that one. So exploit could be decent because my ferocious charge now can daze someone. So this could give extra damage. Oh wow, and the exploit mastery actually has a bunch. Exploit seems okay, but master exploit seems solid because if they have berserk, fury, or dimwit, I also deal +1 damage in my assault stance. So that's actually, you know what? I might just go right for that one. Human militant rogue. This has militant on it. Perfect. Let's do it. Let's go ahead and spend 10 experience to give exploit to the sickly soldier. Actually, I'll have done that on his turn. So we go from 16 to 6. Not bad. And then we've also got 10 on the mercenary alchemist. Sean does pretty big sales once in a while. Yeah, I'm wondering, given the current like situation with COVID and Sean's like stroke recovery, if there's gonna be sales. I know that they had to temporarily lay off a couple of their employees recently. Let's see, what do I want to pick up? What was the one? There was one about like pistols. Streetwise, make a perception. Human militant scholar. Those won't apply. There was one ability here. One skill that had something to do with shooting. Let me see if I can't find it. Call fire? No, yeah, call fire could be it. Make a perception test. If you pass, place it on the target monster. Return it to your hand at the end of the fight, or if you or the monster leaves combat. When the card's attached to a monster, adventurers may target the attached monster with range. Okay, actually, Call Fire is pretty good. I think I am going to spend 8 experience to get Call Fire on the Mercenary Alchemist. That way, if there's a big bad dude that I want to kill, and there's someone on my Sickly Soldier, I can still Call Fire onto him, onto that bad guy, and have this Trench Spike reach and hit. So we're sticking that up there. Okay. And then we invested in the town. We've done our stuff. Let's draw a danger card. Eerie howls of stalking beasts echo through the endless gloom of the Rotting Swamp. So let's go ahead and boost the Rotting Swamp level now before I forget to. And that goes from a 3 to a 4. And if we're not in a fungal space, we're checking against a 6, which we're in a 3 here. No problem. No event. Let's move on. All right. We're cautious stepping into the Slaver's Pass. Whew, okay. Big time here. We're 1 step away from the Temple of Madness. So what we have to do is... When can I drink my Where did I have my Scrag's Milk? Anytime during the map action phase. So I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to walk into here as part of the map action phase and glug, 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 drink the Scrag's Milk. Actually, geez, or do I want to wait? Because the Invigorated is nice. That's a nice little bonus. +1 strength, but he doesn't really use strength for stuff. And again, my biggest fear is I get hurt in this upcoming fight, have to rest before I progress forward, which would then discard whatever boon I got from this, or any status. So I'm not going to drink the Scrag's Milk yet. Drawing a danger card. Robbers, mutants, and worse harass travelers on the wind-blown highland roads of the foothills. If we're outdoors, which we are, we're checking against a 6, and we're in a 6 here. Let's go ahead and try to sneak past. Perception test on the Sickly Soldier. Oh, come on, roll good. Ah, damn, he does not pass. So we will have an encounter here, unfortunately, and it's a tough one, I can see. All right, so the foothills goes up in danger from a 2 to a 3. Yes, I'm very torn on some of this stuff because I got to use this. I need that status for him, and I don't want to lose it. I want to be able to give it to him and go. All right. So that's going to be 4 monsters, Jesus Christ, and an event. So let's see what the encounter is going to be. It is resolve immediately. Burning Carriage. Screams in the distance call your attention, and a group of refugees are under attack and hopelessly outmatched. Do you defend them or ignore them? I feel like I have bigger fish to fry right now, honestly. I feel like I got other stuff going on in my life. I feel like I want to ignore them. I feel like... What are they again? Refugees. I'd love to help refugees. But I'm trying to deal with something greater. If they slow me down too much. If they slow me down too much, then it's going to be ultimately worse. It's like helping someone now to potentially help fewer people later. If it doesn't go well. I'm sorry. God, I feel bad. I'm sorry, refugees. I'm going to ignore. I'm going to plug my ears. Blah, 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 blah. I can't hear anything. What happens when I ignore them? Do not draw or fight monsters this turn. Instead, increase the danger level in your space. Okay, so my space. Good news. Good news is I'm not fighting anything this turn. The bad news is I'm increasing the danger level of my space, which is already at 6. I'm taking a look here, because I remember there are instances where you don't bring the Hand of Doom out depending on how you increase the danger level. Let's see. Okay, so... When the first party draws a danger card during the danger phase, if the danger level will be... This says danger so many times in it, this sentence. This is not the danger card. This is an encounter card. The Doom track can be advanced by an effect that specifically states advance the Doom track. Is not advanced when the danger levels increase for another reason, like encounters. Okay, no Doom track increase here. So the Doom track didn't really come up last game, and it's so far not going to come up here either, but because this is at a 6, and that's the highest that number can go, if I have to increase it, the Hand of Doom, which I have hanging out right here, might come out. And when that happens, it comes into my space, and it's bad. I have to draw these Doom cards, and it can do bad guy stuff. And if this track fills up, there's a track of 6 spaces here, or 5 spaces. If it gets filled up, the game ends. Thank you, MJ. Yeah, I've painted this guy up. I don't know how well it's going to show on the GoPro because it's kind of hey guys, it's me. I'm not the GoPro, but we can look at it here. Yeah, I painted this sucker up along with the other dudes. I can't quite reach this lens to manually focus it, or I'd put it a little closer. I'm pretty happy with how it came out. I might go back and add a few extra details, but yeah, I don't typically like games with miniatures, but I like painting miniatures. And so when I picked up this lot, I was excited that it had so many. I've got all the pewter guys too. So yeah, anyway, back to the game from this old GoPro. So anyway, the Hand of Doom can come out. Bad guy stuff can happen. That has not happened though. So I ignored the dudes. No, they're in the other room right now. Maybe I'll take some photos and post them to YouTube comments or Instagram or something. You can follow me on Instagram at phasingplayer. Same with Twitter. I'm not super active on either, but on occasion. All right. And so no encounter, nothing bad happened in this turn. That will not go higher. And then, yeah, heck, that was the end of that phase. And so now it's the next turn. I'm going to drink me some Scragg's milk. So, anytime during a map action phase, you may discard this card and make a Constitution test. So I get a status regardless, but I'm hoping it's a good one. So he's a Constitution of 7. Let's make this roll. He got a 7. Perfect. So he becomes Invigorated. And Invigorated is going to give him a bonus Strength. And now I am able, because this fella has a disease and this fella has a status, I'm able to cautiously go into the Temple of Madness, which is where I need to be. So that's great. This is where my boy, my dog, my bird, Lord Scrot is. Okay. Let me make sure nothing happens immediately when I go in there, but I think I still have to finish up the phase. I think I have to rest there for him to hook me up. When you rest at the Temple of Madness. Yep. So I'm not resting yet. Next turn I'll be resting. Let's go ahead and draw a danger card. The Temple of Madness has a danger of 5. Cults of death practice necromantic rites, and dead things hunt the living who dare enter the catacombs. So the catacombs gets more dangerous. The catacombs, if you're, I think, from across the pond. Catacombs goes up to a 6. And then we've got a level 5 region versus this level 5. Let's try to cautiously sneak past. Let's complete this mission, potentially, in the most anticlimactic way possible and sneak past the opposition. So we're going to perception test with Sickly Soldier. He's got a perception of 7, and he got an 8. And I have no luck. So we're going to have to fight before going in. Oh no, and it's an epic monster draw too. Jesus, I really wish I would have avoided this. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and draw an event card first. A Highlands event. I think did I accidentally draw a Badlands event last time? No, I did not. Cool. Resolve immediately. If we're in, and it says if you're in a metaphysical space or not. Fitting, we are in a metaphysical space. Glowing mist. Shimmering fog of shifting colors spews from chutes in the ground around you. You strain to peer through the roiling mist, trying not to breathe in too much of it. Each adventurer must make a Constitution test. And actually, this is actually, even if I didn't have that Invigorate, this is going to give me statuses. So each adventurer makes a Constitution test. If you fail, you become slimed and exalted till the end of the fight. Each adventurer in the space must also make a magic test. If you fail it, you become blinded. If you pass, you become focused. All right, the glowing mist. MJ, you seem familiar with the glowing mist. Let's see what happens here. First, a Constitution test. Mr. Sickly Soldier is going to make a sickly test of 6. And he passed, actually, with exactly a 6. So he becomes nothing. He passed. Then we'll have the Mercenary Alchemist make one at a 7. He also passed with a 7. So, cool. No slime, no exalted. I kind of wish I was slimed and exalted, though. All right. And then the Glowing Mists Part 2. Magic tests. Sickly Soldier has a magic of 5, a paltry magic of 5. Let's, I don't know, let's be a little dramatic here. Roll one at a time. He got a 5. Okay, so he fails. He auto-fails that. I was hoping that'd be like a 4 or something, and I could have some drama. But no, he fails. He becomes blinded. Blinded. They're blinded. Okay, -1 perception. That's not bad at all, actually. He doesn't really do anything with perception. Yeah, he's not really a perceptive guy. So then we have the test for the Mercenary Alchemist with a perception of 7 as well, or a magic of 8. Should pass, and of course he doesn't as I say that, so he also becomes blinded, and he is a man of perception, so that sucks. I just picked one, there it is. So he becomes blinded till the end of the fight. Okay, and now this doesn't add anything to the monsters that we draw. And as I mentioned, this Catacombs card, yes, he's lost his other eye. So now he's at a nice cool 6 perception. Still good for a man with no eyes. So this is, we draw an epic monster card here, which could potentially fight 2 epic monsters in a row. So with epic monsters, we're going to draw them, and they have to have symbols matching the place we're at. So I might have to draw a couple. This first one is the Plague Finder General. He only shows up, it looks like, in law spaces. This is not a law space. So we discard him and draw another epic monster. This next one is the High Inquisitor, also a law space. And then it's, here we go, Totenhand. He has the Highlands marker on him, so he will be here. Let's see what we have with him. We've got Fear is what he comes out with. Let's flip over here. So we switch to Fear, and that is going to do something. Fear, each adventurer must make a morale test. If you fail, you're stunned. That's not cool. All right, so let's go ahead and make us a morale test, starting with the Sickly Soldier, who has a morale of 8. And he passes with a 7. No problem. And then we've got the Mercenary Alchemist with a morale of 7. And he passes. So, okay, Fear, no issues with that. No stuns. And that's going to be the entry here. So it's just this one dude, Totenhand. What does he have? He had Defile if we're in a Plague space, which we're not. He's got Regenerate 4 in a Plague space, which we're not in. And he's got Vector 3. Let's take a look at what Vector does. I'm just going to immediately assume it's from the expansion. Vector. First time you receive wounds, make a contest and gain Plague if you fail. Oh boy. Holy cow. Okay, well, Jesus. So he's going to just throw Plague all over my dudes. And his most gold, which are tied. So he's going to go to the Mercenary Alchemist. He's one guy. He's got 10 health. I can hit him pretty hard. God, but that Vector is going to... First time you receive 1 or more wounds. So we need to make sure we defend. Because that Vector, with those Plague tokens, is going to kick in his Regeneration and his Defile. Whew, okay, well, let's actually see what Defile does too. I didn't look at that one. When the monster escapes or wins, it adds Plague. Okay. Okay, so if he escapes or wins. Yeah, fine. Fine, let's fight him and hope for the best. We gotta kill him fast, though, and he has to defend well. All right. Totenhand is like the sub-boss, is the boss before the boss. Mercenary Alchemist, you're getting attacked. As far as perception goes, you now have much higher perception, so you're gonna go first anyway, Sickly Soldier. You're using your Trench Spike. You're using your Ferocious Charge. You're gonna use your Exploit if he's dazed or hexed. Let's go ahead and do it. So, do we really not hit? Oh my god, I needed that hit so bad. I did roll doubles though. So he becomes dazed. So that's cool. Oh my god, and I rolled the doubles, which would have dazed him. I would have done 6, 7, 8. I would have done 8 damage. It would have been like half his health, more than. That's demoralizing. Neither of my characters are demoralized, but I am now. Ay, ay, ay. Is there anything here I can use to re-roll? I have a cleansing elixir, but I have to be resting to use it. No, there's nothing I don't have luck. I don't have any luck, because he hasn't generated enough. Because this guy's been taking the damage, and he gets luck when he takes damage. No, I have nothing to re-roll with. I have to re-roll. Just one of these would have been killer. Alright. I can sit here and be bummed about it, but I guess I have to move on. So, let's go ahead. Mercenary Alchemist. Go ahead and shoot him with your pistol after you try to perceive. Find weakness. Passive perception test now of 6, which I don't. And then let's go ahead and make an attack. All right, not great. So I defend successfully for -3 damage, but he does half damage anyway. So he's gonna do 3 damage minus 3, so no damage from this guy. And I also don't hit him. This might actually be a time to switch weapons too. No, my strength is really low. Okay, so no damage. No damage, but I don't take any either. So that's good. Plague business doesn't happen, right? Because Vector is when you deal damage the first time you receive 1 or more wounds from this monster. Okay. All right, let's attack. Just a regular roll attack this time. That hits for 4. Armor is at -1, but because I've hit him with Ferocious Charge, dazed him, and I have the exploit, I actually do extra damage, so I will do 5 damage to him. -1 is 4. 3, 4. So he gets hit for a cool 4 damage. And then we're gonna move back over. Yeah, let's do it. Mercenary Alchemist. As long as the Mercenary Alchemist doesn't take damage, I'll be fine. The second he takes damage, though, plague tokens, regeneration, nonsense. So here we go. All right, we're gonna shoot him, or we're gonna find weakness first. Find weakness first. Let's make that test. Against a 6 perception, I pass. So I now know his weakness. It's his brain. If you shoot it, he'll die. So I'm gonna try that. Okay, 6, 7, 8 against my 7 agility. I have luck though. But if it doesn't matter though, because I'm taking -5 damage off of him, I don't need to spend the luck here. My power die is gonna let me take -5 damage. So that's fine. No damage from him again. Great, wonderfully. And I hit for 3 plus 1 is 4. And my pistol ignores armor. So that is gonna be a full 4 damage. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. What's he at now? 3, 6, 7, 8 damage total taken. Okay, I'm feeling good now. I went from being excited for all the damage I could do to demoralized when I didn't do it to excited now that I need to basically hit him 1 time. So let's go ahead and stab him in his weak head. 3 and 3, that hits for 3, plus 1 because of this, plus 1 because of exploit. That's 5 damage minus 1. That's still enough. That kills Toten Hand. Thank the Lord. Thank the Lord for find weakness and dazed. Dazed was actually a huge benefit to stopping him from doing damage too. He's dead. So epic monsters. We have not talked about epic monsters yet. And yes, reduce the danger level to 1. Absolutely. So he has a bunch of experience and he gives it all to every adventurer. So they all get 4 experience for this. No gold though. He doesn't give any gold, but that's okay. So he is gonna go ahead and and I can draw epic loot for defeating him. So let's go ahead and give, I'll go give the epic loot roll right now. And that is a 3. Cool, so it passes. So I will go ahead and draw an epic loot card for that, which is a Ghost Flute. As a combat action, each undead in your space with remaining HP equal to or less than a magic test or a morale test becomes dazed. So if I end up fighting a bunch of undead, this magic dick-shaped flute will daze them all. I could sell it too if I want for a bunch of gold. Then yes, prestige, as you mentioned. I'm able to lower the danger level of the Temple of Madness down to a 1, which is fantastic for defeating an epic monster. Both of my dudes get 4 experience, from a 6 to a 10, and from a 10 to a 14. Between games here, I'm going to definitely have to look at more stuff for him, though I might just boost Call Fire. Actually, sorry, it shouldn't be that high. I forgot to get rid of it for Call Fire. So it was at 10, it should go to 2, and then plus 4 up to 6. There we go. And that is the end of that phase. Taken care of, and now I just have to rest. Okay, things are looking great right now. And then we're gonna rest. We're gonna rest, and that should be the end of the mission. I'm gonna rest. I'm gonna snooze. And now I'm encountering Lord Scrot. Let me take a look at the mission book. Let's take a look. My beautiful wife just got home a little bit ago to see my victory against Lord Scrot. Are you proud of me, Haley? I'm about to deal with Lord Scrot. She's nodding and giving me a thumbs up as she chomps on some pizza. Let's see. I'm also getting way too confident for this, given the fact that I'm sure have to fight him. All right. Let's see here. When you rest at the Temple of Madness. Also, I can actually get rid of the blinded. I'm no longer blinded. Ding ding. When you rest at the Temple of Madness, place the Lord Scrot counter there. I have him right here. Actually, I have the miniature for him as well, but it's not painted yet. Blah, blah, blah. At the start of the encounter phase, you may attempt to pay tribute to him by presenting a symbolic offering. The fungal host, or any adventurer if there is no fungal host, there's not a fungal host, must discard an ally or food, herb, relic, or alchemical item. Then make a magic test. So, MJ, you said you've played this a few times. Maybe someone else can also clue me in on this. The way this is written here, it says ally or food, comma, herb, relic, or alchemical item. The way I'm kind of reading that is I need to give him two things. One ally or food, and one herb, relic, or alchemical item. Is that right? I need to give him two things. It's fine if I do. I have those things to give him. But I'm just wondering. And then if I offer a relic, I may roll 3 dice and use any 2 of them. If you pass the test, your offering is successful and your mission is complete. If you fail, Lord Scrot rejects your pathetic tribute and you must fight and destroy him. So, let's say I do have to give him 2 things. And again, if someone can clue in and say, no, you only have to give 1, by all means. You read it as just 1. It's the way that they break some stuff up. Like, let me switch over. I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to read this well on this cam because the GoPro is a little fuzzy, but what it says here, it's saying like, I can't quite. Actually, here, let me try this. Let me switch up to this cam. So it says, the way it's sort of broken up, right over here, it says, you guys are totally, this is not gonna work. It says, I've tried, you guys, I tried to show you. But it says ally or food, no comma in ally or food. Then comma, herb, relic, or alchemical item. Okay, I see. So you're saying it's because an ally is not an item, and so it's saying, okay, an ally, which is not an item, or one of these items. Oh, I could see that. I could see that. I'll go with that. I'll go with that from there. Thank you. I appreciate the heads up from you guys. No, it says ally or food, herb, relic, or alchemical item. But you could also say ally or food, relic, or alchemical item. Again, because that one's not an item, like Prestige was saying. I'm going to go with 1. I'm going to say 1 and go from there. So I'm going to give him, and tell me, also, I'd listen to what you guys have to say about this, but tell me, I think I'm going to give him the Soothsayer's Head. Okay? The Soothsayer's Head costs a luck, and it let me look at a clue counter on the board. There's no clue counter now. There may be in the next mission. That seems like it could be good, some good intel. But I also got this Ghost Flute, and the Ghost Flute seems okay, but it only affects undead. And it will daze a bunch of them. I just feel like I haven't encountered that many undead. It's worth a lot of money. They're both relics. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think the Soothsayer's Head I should give him tribute, or should I give him the Ghost Flute? Ghosts are pretty tricky, you say. Yeah, I mean, it seems like a niche item, but maybe it's a niche item that would really, in that niche, really kill it. You hate ghosts. Okay. Yeah, I just don't have the experience in encountering ghosts, so I can't say. Maybe I'll get rid of the Soothsayer's Head, then. I mean, kind of mission-wise, it sort of makes sense a bit, right? The Soothsayer's Head, like, I got it in the first mission as a quest item, and then it wanted me to take it out, like... Okay, I'm gonna go with kind of the mission, and then I'll keep the Ghost Flute. Exactly, he asked me to come here. He asked me to come to the Stone Circle, which then led me out this way, so... Okay. Okay, yeah, let's do the Soothsayer's Head. So I'm gonna give him the Soothsayer's Head. And then I must roll 3. I make a magic test. It's the alchemist giving it to him. He has high magic. I make a magic test with 3 dice. And I pick any 2 of those. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and roll 3 dice. We'll roll 1 of each color. Okay, we'll see if we can't benefit with all 3 colors getting rolled. I pick any 2. I need to pass a magic test. I have a magic of 8. I think I have a good chance of this. Let's be dramatic though. I like the drama of dice rolling. So first die. Oof, that sucks. That 6 is bad. All right, next die. There's a 4. That's not great. I need an 8 or less here. So that means this has to be a 1, 2, 3, or 4 for me to succeed. All right. Oh, it's a 6. God, what terrible rolls. Okay. He apparently doesn't care about the Soothsayer's Head at all. Though I can re-roll some of these. I have luck, right? So I think I can use luck on these tests. So I'm gonna use a luck. I'm gonna use a luck to re-roll this 6. I got a 5. Okay, well, I can use another luck. I'm gonna use my last luck. I have 1 more. And I'm gonna re-roll the 6. All right, my last reroll here. I can't believe it. A 6, a 5, a 6, and a 4 on what's now been 4 dice. 5th die. Come on, baby. Low rolls. Okay, that's great. That's fantastic. It's the worst I could have gotten and succeeded. But it's still a success. Look, successes are binary. I did it or I didn't do it. And I did it. It took all my luck, but I did it. All right, so he successfully accepts my Soothsayer's Head. It's a lot of S's. And let's see. Oh, you're right. Actually, you're right. I actually shouldn't have the Soothsayer's Head. Now that you say that, MJ, I ignored the fact that it said that I in the earlier mission that if I don't deliver it here, I have to get rid of it. But I'll get rid of my ghost flute then. It'll work regardless, but I'll lose the ghost flute. It doesn't make it. I'm going back to look at on the run here. I feel like I might have missed that. You may deliver him to his hometown at Stone Circle if you discard it. Yes. So you are right, MJ. Thank you for keeping me honest. I actually don't have the Soothsayer's Head. I convinced the Lord Scroat that it was the Soothsayer's Head, and he said that's just a decapitated skull head. There's no reason you should have it. You shouldn't have this head. You're a liar. You say it's the Soothsayer's Head, but it's not. Get it out of here. And then I say, okay, buddy. Well, what? I spent time trying to convince him that it is. He doesn't believe it, and I say, what if I give you the ghost flute instead? And he says, okay, fine. So unfortunately, thank you, MJ, again, for keeping me honest with this. I'm losing the ghost flute because I shouldn't have this. So both of these are now gone. All right, so let's go ahead then and read the conclusion. Yeah, his home is in the Stone Circle. You're right. Bum, bum, bum. Hey, Goblin Co. You tuned in just in time for me to read the ending text to this mission. Visions at the Peak. All right, so I passed the test. My offering was successful, and my mission is completed. Each adventurer gains a single luck. Which, boy, could the sickly soldier have used a little more of this game? Bing. And then, blah, blah, blah. No, there's nothing on the Doom track. If I destroyed Lord Scrot, increase the town level of Pigskin Port. I did not defeat him. If I made a successful offering, you may take the Servant of Lord Scrot Triumph. Also, Scrot rhymes with rot or Scott. That's good to know. That is good to know. I was throughout the entire thing, I've been flip-flopping between Scrot and Scrot because I wasn't sure if it was like supposed to be funny like scrotum or if it was Scrot like it's written. All right, so I get a Triumph card here. Lord Scrot's my bud. He's my dog. Let's see, the Triumph, or whatever, Servant. Sorry, I got so excited. I think it's a Servant of Lord Scrot. Yes, the Servant of Lord Scrot, which is a Triumph card, right here. And so, let's see. I guess let's read what this says. The mad sermon of Lord Scrot drones ceaselessly in your mind, guiding your every step. Do not place yellow doom counters on the doom track. Cool, well that's nice. So as long as I am hanging out in the Highlands, I'm not going to get yellow, I guess wherever I'm hanging out, but I got my boy up in the Temple of, what is it, Temple of Madness? Yeah, I appreciate you're into the Echo. I'm trying to, add a little drama to some of these card narratives. Okay, if I destroyed Lord Scrot, I did not. If you made a successful offering. You rejoice in Lord Scrot's favor, and he bids you go forth to share his gifts throughout the borderlands. You must visit the realms of mankind and do your part to spread the blight. And that's going to be the next mission on page 13. Oh, sorry, I forgot the... From the countryside, once and for all. Nope. Sorry, there's a lot of text to read here. And I lost sight of what I was reading. Go with the first thing I read. Go with the first thing I said and not the from the countryside. That's not part of it. Yeah. I have to visit the realms of mankind and do my part to spread the blight. So, spread the blight. That is going to be the next mission, which is on page 19. Let me just go ahead and see what it says at the very start. One more echoey time. Bearing Lord Scrot's blessing, you must descend from the mountains and bring his gifts to the land of men. Soon, their rotting empire will crumble, and a new world will spring forth from the ruins. All will be one, and the subjects of the Lord Weird Bird King will rejoice under shifting, iridescent skies. Whew, all right, that was actually super successful. I was really worried wandering through this whole area that we were, like, my boys, the sickly soldier and the mercenary alchemist, were gonna get slaughtered. There were a couple scary times. The sickly soldier got down to 11 wounds and 12 health. But he didn't die. He survived. Not only did he survive, he got a bunch of experience. He got a new skill in exploit. He persevered and did some bad dude stuff. And now he's boys with Lord Scrot. I'm going to have to get that miniature painted by the next session here. And that's going to do it. That's going to do it for this stream of Visions at the Peak mission number 2 and that I've done in this campaign. And we will be back to spread the blight in probably 2 weeks. Again, I mentioned it in the last video, but I'm having like a 1 week on, 1 week off sort of streaming sessions right now. So I'll post up when I have it planned. I'll put it up on YouTube. You'll see it there. If you haven't subscribed, by all means do so. If you have notifications on, you'll get notified when I go live. And if you enjoy the channel, consider a donation. Go to phasingplayer.com/donate. You got a handful of options there. Thank you, as always, to all the people that have donated through PayPal or Patreon. You guys are great. And you know what? You guys that haven't donated are also great. everyone's great. Everything is cool. Even Lord Scrot. In fact, he might be the coolest. And I am legally obligated to say that Lord Scrot is the coolest now that he is my boy. If you guys are interested, I am doing a stream in 2 days on Thursday. It's going to be High Frontier Interstellar. That is the kind of weird, almost like completely different game that High Frontier 3rd Edition comes with, and it was an expansion for 2nd Edition. I have 3rd Edition. It's a solitaire game related to High Frontier where you have, instead of trying to build rockets to go colonize different parts of the solar system, you instead decided, why don't we just leave the solar system? What do we need our solar system for? So you go out to like Alpha Centauri and all these other places, Sirius, trying to find a new land, a new planet way out to go land some humans on and colonize. It's a weird game, and I've played it once. I've gone through like parts of it a few times. I'm going to play it again tomorrow in preparation. It's not that it's super complicated, it's super procedural. And so I want to make sure I have those procedures correct. But come check out Thursday afternoon at the same time I did this for High Frontier Interstellar. Thank you guys for tuning in live. And yes, I have Mean Streaks mixed in. Any sign of an After Pablo playthrough? Yes, I do. I still have to make the map pieces for it. I have a buddy, which if you're watching, shout out to Christopher Wood. He's been kind enough. He works at a print shop on the West Coast, and he's been kind enough to make some nicer cards than I make for After Pablo and Mayan Sun and some other stuff, other Nate Hayden games. And I just got the deck of After Pablo cards, so I just need to make some counters for it and put the maps. I still have some work to do, but yeah, at some point I will do After Pablo. Probably waiting for the quarantines to chill a little bit. It's a game that I'd like to play with a group, which is also where I met with Cave Evil and War Cults and Psycho Raiders and Mushroom Eaters, all of Nate's stuff, basically. When I did an interview with Nate Hayden, and if you guys haven't seen it, go check the channel for my interview with my massive 4-part interview with Nate Hayden. I have one up with Matt Eklund as well, designer of PAX Transhumanity and other things, but that's what he's known for. I wanted to do all of Nate's stuff by now, and San Quentin Kings, yes. I wanted to do all of his games by now, but then COVID-19 happened, and so that all kind of got pushed aside. So for the time being, it's all going to be solitaire stuff. I've considered doing like tabletop sim streams. I don't know. There's something about like the feeling of like doing a recorded playthrough on tabletop sim that's weird. There's like a bit of voice delay. Voice quality is going to be different for everyone because instead of using, I've got like a nicer mic here. But people at home that play with us might have like laptop mics, and so it just sounds iffy, and it's not really a presentation that I'm super into. So tabletop sim stuff is going to have to wait, which also means multiplayer games on the channel will probably have to wait. Stuff's getting better. I'm hoping in the next month or so maybe we'll have something, but we'll see. Goblin Co. Thank you for tuning in. I hope I'm doing justice to the game. I'm trying to, I'm sure I made a couple mistakes. I'm going back to try to correct them, but Dungeon Degenerates is a very cool game. And I hope everything is going well for you guys on your end too. But yes, everyone, Prestige, thank you very much for keeping me on point with a lot of stuff, reminding me to change danger levels or that sort of thing. Comic Crack, MJ, everyone that's tuned in, thanks a lot. And so I am going to go sign off. And I will see some of you, hopefully, on Thursday for High Frontier Interstellar. And in 2 weeks, I will do the next mission here, spreading the blight, spreading the disease. And I'll hope it goes well. Anyway, I will see you guys. Have a good one. I don't have a hat to throw, but I have some pizza to eat and beer to drink. So have a good night.